Hello, 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 ho. Welcome. Welcome, what? Both are true. Both are true. Those things can be true at the same time. Anyways, we're starting a new D&D game. As you remember, I didn't vibe with Neverwinter Nights. I definitely need a party of people and do it together because I can't do this shit on my own. So we're gonna play Planescape Torment, which is considerably short, supposed to have a good story, great characters, but shitty combat. So, you know, we got that. And after that we will play Icewind Dale, which is... yeah, it's like 3 chapters long. Yeah, like compared to Baldur's Gate, that like each had like 10 chapters, 3 chapters is like... you know, it's kind of a... compared to the other games, it's a breeze. Okay? Okay. And after that we'll play Icewind Dale, which people say that it's Planescape Torment, but opposite. Mediocre story, but great combat. But you know me, I'm a sucker for story. So yeah, we're gonna play the game with the very boppy music. Ooh, and we're starting with my favorite, FMV cutscenes. Damn, those are weird ass glutes. Okay. Lovely, 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 lovely. Feet, very important. Also, this is the scariest creature we've seen so far. No, don't touch it. You might catch whatever she has. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. You know, old games aged interestingly. But I love it. I love how ugly it is. I just love ugly games. Like, old games that are now considered ugly. Okay. So we're going to play a thief because I want to be a thief. I like the UI so far. I don't know. It's satisfying. Click, click.
Hey, Chief. You okay? You playing corpse or you putting the blinds on the dusties? I thought you were a deader for sure.
Oh, I think the voice acting here is so much better than Baldur's Gate. Also, that's a floating skull. Who are you? Who am I? Ah, but you start. Who are you? I don't know, I can't remember. You can't remember your name? Huh, well, next time you spend a night in this burg, go easy on the bub. Name's Mort. I'm trapped in here too. Yes! I don't know, I love it so far. I just started and I already love it. Trapped? Also, how are you doing, Pyroli? How is life treating you? Yeah, since you haven't had time to get your legs yet. I don't know, I have legs, they're attached to me. Here is the chant. I've tied all the doors and this room is locked tighter than a chastity belt. We're locked in... What is this place? It's called the mortuary. It's a big black structure with all the architectural charm of a pregnant spider. I love the skull, that's it, he's permanent member in our party. I'm working on Saturday so life can suck it. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Do you want me to punch your work in the face? The mortuary, what? Am I dead? And not from where I'm standing. You don't have a body. You got scars aplenty though. Looks like some berg painted you with a knife. Oh, the more reason to give this place the laugh before whoever carved you up comes back to finish the job. Scars? How bad are they? Well, the carvings on your chest aren't too bad, but the ones on your back, Mort pauses. Say, looks like you got a whole tattoo gallery on your back, Chief. Spells out something. Tattoos on my back? What do they say? Is that just the plot of Mementos? It is just the plot of Memento. Punch the Throne Queen in the face for me, or Pain Queen. I don't know, I'll punch whoever you want in the face. This fist is a fist for the punching and the fisting. I shall fist whoever you want me to fist. Tattoos on my back? What do they say? One punch badger. Just put them in a row so it will be easier for me. Looks like you come with directions, Mort clears her throat. Let's see. It starts with, I know you feel you've been drinking a few kegs of Styx wash, but you need to center yourself. Among your possessions is a journal that will shed some light on the dark of the matter. Farod can fill you in on the rest of the chant, if he's not in the dead book already. Farod, does it say anything else? Yes, there is a bit more. Mort pauses. Let's see, it goes on. Don't lose the journal or we'll be up the sticks again. And whatever you do, do not tell anyone who you are or what happened to you. Well, that's easy, I don't remember shit. Or they'll put you on a quick pilgrimage to the crematorium. Do what I tell you. Read the journal, then find Farod. No wonder my back hurts. There is a damn novel written there. As for the journal I'm supposed to have with me, was there one with me while I was laying here? No, you're stripped to the skins when you arrived here. Besides, looks like you got enough of a journal penned on your back. What about Farod? Do you know him? Nobody I know. But then again, I don't know many people. Still, some bugs got to know where to find Farod. Once we get out of here, that is. How do we get out of here? Well, all the doors are locked, so we'll need a key. Chances are one of the walking corpses in this room has it. Walking corpses? Yeah, the mortuary keepers use dead bodies as cheap labor. The corpses are dumb as stones, but they're harmless. And won't attack you unless you attack first. Is there some... So I should attack one of these corpses and loot it for the key? Well, before I do that, arm yourself first. I think there's a scalpel on one of the shelves around here. No, search the shelves in the rooms for a weapon to attack the zombies with. When you find one, press the R and select inventory. It's similar to Baldur's Gate, I think. Arm yourself by highlighting the weapon, pressing A, moving... Yeah, it seems about right. Alright, I'll look for one. One last thing, those corpses are slow as molasses, but getting punched by one of them is like being kissed by a battering ram. I'm kinda into that shit. If they start getting on edge on you, remember, you can run, but they can't. Use it to keep some distance if you need to recover. Your movement speed is based on how far you push left stick in any direction. If you are in danger of dying, use running to keep your distance from the zombies while you recover. Okay, alright, thanks for the advice. He's our friend! Okay. Let's look at the options. difficulty. Let's go with easy because I heard that the gameplay here is not the best. Heal on rest, sure. Max HP on level up, sure. We're just here for a good time. Sure, you can vibrate if you want. Okay. Show gore, show enemy health status. This sound is pretty good. Okay, yeah, it's pretty similar to Baldur's Gate. It's very similar to Baldur's Gate. It's AD&D 4.0. Yeah, it's weird. If for me, make game stop on top detected. Will save your skin multiple times. I think I did it, didn't I? Or did I remove it? Yes, I did it. I did on top detected and enemy seen. Enemy sighted, that is. Is it just me or did the font change? Old games, am I right? Formation, combat log, spellbook, level up, characters. Nameless one, a fighter. Okay. Human, okay. Oh, sure, whatever. Biography. Nameless one, fighter. I feel like I've woken up inside someone's dream. I don't know who I am, I don't know how I got here, and I don't know how to get out. First thing I remember is crawling off a metal slab in some vaulted monstrosity called the mortuary. And some floating skull asked me a bunch of damn questions. Mort, you okay there? Oh, they're moving! This is so cool. I love that we have a skull companion. Motherfucker stays in the party. I've lost my memory, I've lost my possessions, and the only thing I really seem to know is that I can get stabbed, beaten, burned, and I get better. This generation of mine hasn't done much for my looks, but no one seems to notice. I need to figure out who I am and how I got this way. I feel like something is missing. Something inside, but I don't know what. Okay, and let's look at... He's a fighter! And he's chaotic good. Interesting. And you are true neutral. I just find it weird that the skull is a fighter. How the fuck does he hold a sword in his mouth? Can we actually equip him with, like... I don't know, like defensive items? I don't know. A guy with amnesia, floating skull, check his weapon. Guy on too much Taco Bell, girl with daddy issues, and warrior who is just weird. Best team ever. You can check inventory. How does he wear it? No, genuinely, how does he wear it? Like, I get wearing, like, a helmet, but what if I want to give him a chainmail? Okay, I will, fine, I will. Okay, fine, I will. Morte, holy shit, this is long. Of course you got questions about me. You probably have questions about all sorts of things. Let me boil it down for you. When you've seen it, you've been dead as long as I have, without arms, legs, or anything else, you spend a lot of time thinking, you know. I figure it's been a few hundred years since I got penned in the dead book. But time doesn't really tally up the way it used to. Without that mortality thing pressing down on you, all the days and nights kind of blend together. So think about this, and you think about that, And the most important piece of wisdom I've learned over the past hundreds of years is this. There is a lot more obscene gestures you can make with your eyes and your jaws than most people think. I love him. I love him already. I fucking love this character. I've had him for like 12 seconds and I will fucking die for him. Without even resorting to insults or taunting, you can really light a bonfire under someone just with the right combination of eye movements and jaw clicking. Drives them balmy. If you ever get beheaded and your skin fled from your skull, I'll show you how it's done. I got some real gems, Chief. They would drive a diva to murder, they would. I know what you're thinking, I'm dead. I've lost so much. It should have sobered me up to all the joys I missed. All those floves I've lost. Some people get all depressed about that, but they haven't tried it, of course. But one thing they never seem to realize is how it changes your perspective on things. It really makes you take a second look at life, broaden your horizons. For me, it's pretty much made me realize how many dead shits are in this burg, and how few sharp-tongued men like myself there are to go around. You spin the wheel right, and your years of spending nights alone are over! Shallow? I'm not shallow! I just don't get caught up in all that philosophy and faith and belief wash that every berg from Arborea to the Grey Waste rattled their jaws about. Who cares? The planes are what they are. You are what you are. And if it changes, fine. But things aren't bad the way they are. And I should know. Don't ask me some questions about the planes, or the chant, or the people, or the culture. When you end up like me, without eyelids, that is, you end up seeing a lot of things, and I can tell you almost everything you need to know. It's like this. We're in this together, Chief, until it's over. I stick like your leg. I love him so much. Okay, let's check inventory. We have an eyeball. I have an eyeball. Good for me, mate. And I have a wrist. And I have a fist. Okay. He bites.
Can't part with that. Sorry.
Okay, he can bite people. I just love how ridiculous it is. He's just a fucking skull. The question is, can I give him a fucking mace or something? Also, if I remove my wrist or my eyeball, will I become blind?
Don't want to part with that.
Okay, good to know. Good to know. Oh no, I like Mort. I had him for like 12 seconds and I love the shit out of him.
Done.
Alright, you found the scalpel. Now go get those corpses and don't worry. I'll stay back and provide valuable tactical advice. Maybe you could help me, Mort? Okay, good to know, good to know, good to know. I will be helping you. Good advice is how to come by. I mean, help me in attacking the corpse. Me? I'm a romantic, not a soldier. I just get in the way. When I attack this corpse, you better be right there with me or you will be the next thing that I plunge the scalpel in. Alright, I'll help you. If you wish more to help you attack, simply make sure that both of you are selected when you attack the corpse. Mort will join you in the attack. I'm glad we understand each other. Time to introduce this corpus to the second death then. You can attack by selecting a weapon from the ZL menu. Wait, did I equip it? Tutorial skull indeed. This corpse head lolls back and forth on its shoulders. Judging from the angle of the neck, looks like the man may have been hanged. The number 825 has been painted on the side of the skull. I'm looking for a key. Do you happen to have one? Chief, they can't hear you, right? They're dead. But you're dead, and you're talking to me. Yeah, but I'm special. Of course you're special, Mort. You're special in my heart. Death couldn't kill my zest for life. These corpses here, Mort rolls his eyes. They probably didn't have much personality to begin with. You're so rude, Mort. I see. Look, Chief, watching you try to swap the chant with these corpses isn't doing much for my morale. Let's leave the corpse talking for the barmies, alright? Alright then, let's go. This corpse stops and stares blankly at you as you approach. The number 782 is carved into its forehead and his lips have been stitched closed. The faint smell of formaldehyde emanates from the body. I'm looking for a key. Do you happen to have one? This looks like the lucky petitioner here, Chief. Look, he's got the key there in his hand. This corpse looks like the one with the key it is holding tightly in its left hand. Its thumb and forefinger locked around it in a death grip. It looks like you will need to hug the corpse's hand off to free the key. I need that key, corpse. Looks like you're not long for this world. Can I loot the other corpses? Okay, we got the key. Let's save. Because lately those games have been crushing a lot on me. Good. Do I need to equip the key? Oh, I have an earring. But I have a key. Oh, okay. Some advice, Chief. I would keep it quiet from here on. No need to put any more corpses in the dead book than necessary. Especially the femmes. Plus, killing them might draw the caretakers here. I don't think you mentioned it before. Who are these caretakers? They call themselves the Dust Men. You can't miss them. They have an obsession with black and rigor mortis of the face. They're another bunch of ghoulish death worshippers. They believe everybody should die, sooner better than later. I'm confused. Why do those dustmen care if I escape? Weren't you listening? I said that Dusties believe everybody's gotta die. Sooner better than later. You think the corpses you have seen are happier in the dead book than out of it? The corpses I've seen here, where did they all come from? Death visits the plains every day, Chief. These shamblers are all that's left of the poor souls who sold their bodies to the caretakers after death. Before you said something about making sure I didn't kill any female corpses. Why? Are you serious? Look, Chief, these dead shits are the last chance for a couple of hardy bashers like us. I'm not gonna fuck a corpse. Also, how can you fuck? Mort, you don't have any fucking utensils on your body. We need to be chivalrous. No hacking them up for keys, no looping their limbs or things, like that. As chance, what are you talking about? Chief, they're dead. We're dead. See where I'm going? Is it necrophilia if it's still moving? Yes, it's dead. It's rotting. I guess it's the necrophilia. It just gives head. Good one, mod. Like, okay, it reminds me of that one story. Okay? It's an old one. But... So one chick went to a club, okay? And she ended up kinda hooking with the guy. She gave him a blowjob, okay? And she found out she had like, after she gave him a blowjob a couple of days later, she found out that something very weird is going in her mouth area. Like a very weird like infection. So she went to a doctor. The doctor said, have you been in contact with a dead body or something? Because this happens if someone like comes in contact with a rotting corpse of a person. And she was like, no, why the fuck would I do that? Long story short, the guy she gave him a blowjob to was like a mortician or something, and he fucked one of the corpses, and he just passed the disease to the lady who gave him a blowjob. So yeah, I would consider that even they can still technically move, I would still call it necrophilia, mostly because I don't think they can consent. Hasty death, exactly. They can't consent. They are rotting, they are disgusting. And what happened if you later try to fuck a living person? You know? No, I don't actually. Chief, we already got an opening line with these limping ladies. We are all died at least once. We'll have something to talk about. They'll appreciate men with our kind of death experience. Wait, didn't you say before that I'm not dead? Well, alright, you might not be dead, but I am. And from where I'm standing, I wouldn't mind sharing a coffin with some of these fine, sinewy cadavers I see here. Mort starts clacking his teeth as if in anticipation. Crabs of death. Pretty much, yeah. Of course the caretakers would have to part with them first, and that's not likely. But I'll try to remember that. Look, Chief, it's obvious you're still a little addled after your case with death. So I got 2 bits of advice for you. One, if you got questions, ask me, alright? To speak to a party member, press the L and then select talk, and select the party member you want to speak to. Ooh, I can bother them! I can just keep bothering them. I like bothering them. Yeah. Alright, if I have any questions, I will ask. Second, if you are half as forgetful as you seem to be, start writing stuff down. Whenever you come across something that might be important, jot it down so you don't forget. If I had the journal I was supposed to have with me, I would do that. Start a new one then, Chief. No loss, there's plenty of parchment and ink around here to last you. Alright, it couldn't hurt. I'll make a new one then. Use it to keep track of your movements. If you ever start to get cloudy on important things, like who you are, or more importantly who I am, use it to refresh your memory. How can I forget you, Mort? I'm genuinely, I'm already in love with you as a character. But instead of fighting, you can examine some enemies and get interesting interactions. I think this is what I will do. Can you do like a somewhat pacifist run in this game? Alright, I got it. Let's go.
Updated my journal.
Okay, let's bother him.
Hey, what's eating you, Chief?
You can exit the morgue without killing. I'm gonna try it. Unless I will really have to kill people. I don't know. Nothing at the moment, Mo. Just checking to see if you're still with me. I don't like how she ran towards me. This is the good old NPC. Violence is optional but encouraged. Okay, okay. The shambling corpse gazes at you with vacant eyes. Her skin is paper thin, almost wispy. It's like someone draped a sheet of cobwebs across her frame. The number 594 has been scratched onto her forehead with a charcoal pencil. So, doing anything later? What a fucking idiot. The corpse continues to stare at you. Farewell then. Psst. You see the way she was looking at me, huh? You see that? The way she was following the curve of my occipital bone? What are you talking about? Oh, you mean the blank-eyed beyond the grave stare? But are you blind? She was scouting me out. It was shameless the way she wanted me. Wanted you to go away, maybe. She was obviously distracted by me to pay attention to some stupid bobbing head with a big mouth. Oh my god. No, I'm not gonna fight with him. I think you're imagining things. She's a zombie, a corpse, a dead person. You probably didn't even register to her senses. Yeah, whatever. You've been dead as long as I have. You know the signals. They may be too subtle for you to pick up on. But that's why I'll be spending my nights with some luscious, recently dead shit while you are standing around going, huh? What's this going on? Where is my memories? Whatever, Mort, let's go. The left side of this woman's face looks as if it was carved with a club, and her flesh sage is in both swollen clumps over her ruined skull. The number 626 has been stitched onto the corpse's right cheek, just below the eye. Nasty wound you've got there. The corpse continues to stare at you with one good eye. Oh well then. This corpse is lumbering along a triangular path. Once it reaches one of the corners of the triangle, it pauses, then turns and staggers towards the next corner. It has 965 tattooed on the side of its skull. As you approach, it hurls and stares at you. Looks like someone forgot to tell this sort to stop walking the rules of freeze. What do you mean? These corpses don't have much left in the attic, so they don't do more than one task at a time. When you're told to do something, they will keep doing it until someone tells them to stop. The person probably finished some task, and they forgot to tell him. Who gives them their commands? Either one of the caretakers here, or else whatever necromancer raised them out of the dead book. Probably one of the caretakers here. They're the ones who need the cheap labor after all. I see. What was that you said before about the rule of freeze?
Updated my journal.
Well, the rule of freeze is one of those laws about the planes about things tending to happen in freeze. Or everything is composed of 3 parts. Or there is always 3 choices. And so on and so forth. It doesn't sound like you hold much of faith in it. It's a lot of wash if you ask me. If you look for a number, any number, try to attach some great meaning to it, you're going to find plenty of coincidences. Understood. I want to examine the zombie a bit more. So, why are you walking in a triangle? No, they're talking to you farewell. Okay. Interesting. Honestly, I love the writing so far. This corpse is shuffling from slab to slab, bandaging the corpses lying there. The number 396 is carved into his left temple, and his lips are stitched to closed. You notice the corpse is carrying a roll of bandages in its hand. The bandages look usable. Mind if I borrow those? The corpse continues to stare at you. Try and take the bandages from the zombie. You stick your hand out and take the roll of bandages from the corpse's hand. The corpse doesn't even seem to notice. It continues going through the motions of bandaging the bodies. Leave the corpses in peace. Okay, I found something. A book. Ooh, this looks long. Oh, not that long. This huge logbook lists mortuary procedures in a tight, cramped script. All shells entering the mortuary are to be delivered to the receiving room and logged with the scribe on duty before being embalmed or cremated. The records are to be checked to determine if the shell is one of the contracted, and if so, do not prepare the shell. Move the shell to one of the preparation rooms. Contact the scribe on duty and notify him that the contracted shell is to be raised. Be certain that the shell is thoroughly stripped of its possessions before being sent to the preparation rooms. The contracted workers are intended for simple manual labor and do not have the capacity to search and strip a shell. The faction is not responsible for any possessions lost or items stolen by collectors who have brought the shells into the mortuary. The shell's possessions are to be stored in the receiving room until the initiate can be sent to claim them. Please catalog all possessions in the logbook. Following this list is thousands of entries of bodies that have been sent to the receiving room. As you flip through the rest of the book, however, you notice the last page has been cut out. Okay. This female corpse is making the rounds from slab to slab in the room. Her hair is knotted into a long braid and looped around her neck like a noose. Oh, someone has stenciled the number 1096 onto her forehead and her lips have been stitched closed. Nice braid. The corpse does not respond. You doubt it even knows you're there. Well then. I like that he's trying to be nice. The number 1201 has been inked on the forehead of this corpse and the ink has run down its eyes, cheeks and jaw. As you follow the ink tears down the corpse's face, you notice it has run into the stitching sealing the corpse's lips and has caught on what looks like the corner of a knot stuck in the corpse's mouth. Honestly, I feel bad for the zombies. I really feel bad for them. Try and pull the knot out. The nose is mingled with the inkor in the zombie's mouth. If you try to pull the paper out through the cross stitches, it would tear the paper to shreds. Hacking the corpse to get it looks like it will destroy the note. You will need to find a delicate way to remove the stitches before removing the note. Use the scalpel to cut through the stitches. Ooh, so I can really do some interesting interactions. You deftly slice through the stitches, sealing the corpse's mouth, and the jaw sags open. You carefully pull the knot from the corpse's mouth. Despite the condition of the paper, the writing still appears to be legible. Leave the corpse in peace.
What's up?
Wait, no, how do I select all?
Yeah? Huh? What? Good as done.
Wait. How do I collect all? How do I select all?
What's up, Chief?
I'll find a way.
Done.
Oh, I think it worked. I think it worked. Thank you. Okay, let's read. Ahem. Not from corpse number 1201. This is a foul-smelling note retrieved from the mouth of one of the mortuary zombies. It looks like it was sewn into the corpse's mouth by accident. Despite its condition, the writing is legible. Please, to whatever dustman reads this, I beg of you. I know of my legal obligation under the terms of the death contract, but I am prepared to offer more than my signing fee if you will cremate my body rather than raising it. I have arranged for this note to be left with my body upon my death. If you're reading this, then please use this note as instructed, and accept the result in exchange for my contracted duty. Let my contract number serve as the key. It looks like the corpse was too late to prevent the raising, but you notice that beneath the writing is a diagram. It looks like directions for folding the parchment into a strange pattern. Not if you're ever capable of examining an object further or performing an action on the object outside of the word screen, use a use button. Will appear for the object. Okay. Upper right. Lower right. Upper left. Upper right. As you fold the paper corner back to the center, the lower left corner mirrors the actions until attaching the center. You watch for a moment and the corners of the paper raise up, turning the knot into a small four-sided paper pyramid. Open the sides of the pyramid. I don't know how to make... I can barely make a paper airplane, I swear. I'm not that good at making paper stuff. You peel back the sides of the pyramid and the paper disintegrates to dust. Inside, a small triangle-shaped earring. It catches the light and gleams brightly. Take the triangle earring. Okay, I guess we need to identify it. Can we identify it? Yeah, we'll need to identify it. Cool. That was a neat little puzzle. Also, can I level up? No. No. Inventory. I need to get used to this system. 2 to 4 crushing. 1 to 3 piercing. Okay. Oh, hey Sam, how you doing, buddy? You're also cool. When you can, there should be symbol on character avatar. Okay. Good to know, good to know. I appreciate all the help. Okay, we're looking for 1664. I still think I talked to them. Dal. I think I'm not gonna bother Dal. Or should we kill him? The scribe looks very old. His skin is wrinkled and has a slight trace of yellow, like old parchment. Charcoal gray eyes lie within an angular face, and a large white beard flows down the front of his robes like a waterfall. His breathing is ragged and irregular, but even his occasional coughing does not slow the scratching of his quill pen. Ooh. Honestly, XCOM 2 mods are fucking crazy and they're amazing. And I feel good, you know, I don't mind backseat gaming, at least make it fun and funny, you know. Greetings. Whoa, Chief, what are you doing? I was going to speak with this scribe. He might know something about how I got here. Look, rattling your bone box with dusties should be the last thing. Before Mort can finish the rest, the scribe begins coughing violently. After a moment or two, the coughing spell dies down, and the scribe's breathing resumes its ragged width. And we especially should be swiping the chant with the sick dusties. Come on, let's leave. The quicker we give this place the love, the better. Before Mort can finish, the scribe's gray eyes flicker on you. The weight of years hangs heavy upon me, restless one. Presses down his quill, but I do not yet count the deafness among my ailments. Restless one, do you know me? Know you? There is a trace of bitterness in the scribe's voice as he speaks. I have never known you, restless one, no more than you have known yourself. He is silent for a moment, for you have forgotten, have you not? Who are you? As always, the question, and the wrong question, as always. He bows slightly, but the movement suddenly sends him into a bout of coughing. He pauses for a moment, catches his breath. I am Dal. Perhaps you can answer some questions for me, Dal.
Updated my journal.
Very well. What did you wish to know? Badger is doing well. Badger is kind of peckish, honestly, but Badger is doing well. How about you, Sam? How is life treating you? What is this place? You're in the mortuary, restless one. Again, you have come. Before you can finish, Dal breaks into a fit of coughing. After a moment, he calms himself, and his breathing resumes its rugged width. This is the waiting room for those about to depart the shadow of this life. Tell me about the mortuary. This is where the dead are brought to be interred or cremated. It is our responsibility as Desmond to care for the dead, those who have left this shadow of life and walked the path of true death. Dal's voice drops in concern. Your wounds must have exacted a heavy toll if you do not recognize this place. It is almost your home. Maud, I was told to be hydrated. Maud will get us water. I like alcohol. Let's make vodka. Go for it! Make the vodka! It's a like it alright. Actually, we don't have vodka. I think we have uzu. Not uzu. Something like uzu. Greek vodka, basically. Shadows of life? Yeah, whatever Mod said. Mod knows better. I just drink whatever I'm given. That's not a good life tip, by the way. And we have rum too. Oh yeah, we still have rum. I forgot about it. Yes, a shadow, you see? Restless one, this life. It is not real. Your life, my life, they're shadows. Flickerings of what life once was. This life is where we end up after we die. And here we remain, trapped, caged, until we can achieve the true death. True death? True death is non-existence. A state devoid of reason, of sensation, of passion. Dal coughs and gives a ragged breath. A state of purity. Sounds like oblivion. Why would anyone want that? It is worse. Why is it so difficult for me to speak today? It is worse than remaining in the shadow of what life once was? I think not. And more about it. I see. I had some other questions. How did I get here? Dal snorts in contempt as if he finds the memory repugnant. Your moldy chariot ferried you to the mortuary, restless one. You would think you were royalty based on the number of loyal subjects that lay stinking and festering upon the cart that carried you. I arrived here on a cart?
Updated my journal.
Yes, your body was somewhere in the middle of the heap, sharing its fluids with the rest of the mountain of corpses. Dal breaks into another violent fit of coughing. Finally, catching his breath minutes later. Your seneschal sounds about right. Farod was, as always, pleased to accept a few moldy coppers to dump the lot of you at the mortuary gate. Who is this Farod? He's a collector of the dead. Dal draws a ragged breath, then continues. We have such people in our city that scavenge the bodies of those that have walked the path of true death and bring them to us, so that they may be interred properly. Where can I find this Farod? I might be going to play some XCOM 2 using cute Neko girls with machine guns against the SCP Foundation. That sounds a lot of fun. Have fun, Sam. If events persist as they have, Restless One, you have a much greater chance of Farod finding you and bringing you to us again before you find whatever ooze puddle he wallows in this time. Thank you, Sam, and of course I shall hydrate. Here, I have water next to me. Nevertheless, I must find him. A slight warning creeps into Dahl's tone. Do not seek out Farod, Restless One. I'm certain that it will simply come full circle again, with you none the wiser and Farod a few coppers richer. Accept death, Restless One. Do not perpetuate your circle of misery. Don't bonk me! I wasn't horny yet. I didn't say a horny thing today yet. So technically I shouldn't be bonked. Technically. Okay, I shut up. I have to find him. Do you know where he is?
Updated my journal.
Dahl is silent for a moment. When he finally speaks, he seems to do so reluctantly. I do not know under which gutterstone Farod lairs at the moment, but I imagine that he can be found somewhere beyond the mortuary gates. In the hive, perhaps somewhere where someone there will know where you can find him. Doesn't sound like you like Farod much. There are some I respect. Restless One. Dahl takes a rugged breath and steadies himself. Farod is not one of them. He wears his ill repute like a bandage of honor and takes liberties with the possessions of the dead. He is a knight of the post, cross-trading filth of the lowest sort. Knight of the post? A knight of the post, Dahl coughs. A thief. All Farod brings to our walls come stripped of a little less of their dignity than they possessed in life. Farod takes whatever he may pry from their stiffened fingers. Ah, yes! Yes, I am. Did this Farod take anything from me? Dahl pauses, considering. Most likely. Are you missing anything? Especially anything of value? His voice dips as he frowns. Not that Farod would take exception to anything that wasn't physically grafted to your body, and sometimes even that's not enough to give his greedy mind a pause. I'm missing a journal. A journal? If it was of any value, then it likely lies in Farod's hands. If events persist as they have, Restless One, okay, yeah. Dustmen. We Dustmen are a faction, a gathering of those of us who recognize the illusion of this life. We await the next life and help others on their journey. Perhaps you can explain why the Dustmen want me dead? Dahl sighs. It is said that there are souls who can never attain the true death. Death has forsaken them, and their names shall never be penned in the dead book. To awake from death, as you have done, suggests you are one of the souls. Your existence is unacceptable to our faction. Unacceptable? That doesn't sound like it leaves me in a good position. You must understand, your existence is a blasphemy to them. Many of our factions would order you cremated if they were aware of your affliction. You're of Dustmen, but you don't seem to be in favor of killing me. Why not? Because forcing our beliefs upon you is not just. You must give up this shadow of life on your own. Not because we force you to. Dahl looks about to break into another coughing jag, but he manages to hold it in with some effort. As long as I remain at my post, I will protect your right to search for your own truth. What is your post? I am a scribe, a cataloger of all the shares that come to the mortuary. Dahl coughs again, then takes a deep breath. As long as the stream of corpses flows through the mortuary, I shall remain at my post. You say that I have been here more than once. How is it that the Dustmen do not recognize me?
Updated my journal.
I'm the one that catalogs the shares that come to our halls. Restless One. Dahl breaks into a fit of coughing, then steadies himself. Only I see the faces of those that lie upon our slabs. The dark of your existence lies safe with me. Sigil is our fair city, Restless One. Wounds? Yes, the wounds that decorate your body, they look as if they would have sent a lesser man along the path of the true death. Yet it seems as if many of them have healed it already. Dal coughs violently for a moment, then steadies himself. But those are only the surface wounds. Only surface wounds? What do you mean? There are also inside wounds in the heart that makes you very sad. Most of us get them, you know, some sooner, some later. Those are the wounds that never heal.
Updated my journal.
I speak of the wounds of the mind. Close enough. You have forgotten much, have you not? Perhaps your true wounds aren't much deeper than the scars that decorate your surface. Dal coughs again. But that is something only you would know for certain. How did I get here? Oh yeah, we read this. Can you tell me how to get out of here? The front gate is the most obvious exit, but they will not let anyone other than the dustman pass. Dal breaks into a ragged cough, then continues. One of the guards by the front gate has a key to it, but it is unlikely he will open it for you unless you are extremely persuasive. Yeah, I guess he is. You know, for an old man, he's kinda interesting. I see, I have other questions. I mean, if we already found Mr. Exposition, old guy, you know, old guy exposition, we should get all the information we can.
Updated my journal.
I know scant little of you, Restless One. I know little more of those that have journeyed with you and who now lie in your keeping. Dal sighs. I ask that you no longer ask others to join with you, Restless One. Where you walk, so walks misery. Let your burden be your own. There are others who have journeyed with me? And they're here?
Updated my journal.
Do you not know the woman's corpse interred in the memorial hall below? I had thought that she had traveled with you in the past. That looks like he's about to start coughing again, then catches his breath. Am I mistaken? Where is her body? The Northwest Memorial Hall, on the floor below us. Check the biers there. Her name should be on one of the memorial plaques. Perhaps that will revive your memory. I don't recall ever traveling with a woman. Dal makes no response of this. He simply stares at you in silence. What do you do here? I'm a scribe. You sound ill, are you not well? I'm close now to the true death, Restless One. It will not be long before I pass beyond the eternal boundary and find the peace I have been seeking. I tire of this mortal sphere. Dal gives a ragged sigh. The plains hold no more wonders for one such as I. The eternal boundary? The boundary between the shadow of this life and true death. Shadow of this life. Yeah, shadow. You see, Restless One, this life is not real. Oh yeah, we read it. What makes you think this life isn't real? What makes you think this life is real? Look inside yourself. Do you not feel something lacking? Oh yeah, we read all of this. Yeah, I think we read this. Nothing. Farewell, Dal. As you turn to leave, Dal speaks. Know this, I do not envy you, Restless One. To be reborn as you would be a curse that I could not bear. You must come to terms with it. At some point, your path will return you here. Dal coughs, the sound rattling in his throat. It is the way of of all things, flesh and bone. And perhaps we'll meet again, Dal. Okay, he was a lovely guy. This huge corpse is standing silently in a corner of the room, facing the wall. He is one of the few gentle souls in this game. Honestly, it seems friendly. I mean, comparatively friendly. Wait, I'm taking a date. This huge corpse is standing silently in a corner of the room, facing the wall. He looks to have been a heavy-set man in his early years, and judging by the condition of the body, he died only recently. The freshly stitched number on his forehead reads 1664. The corpse looks like it's serving as a librarian, for it is carrying a huge stack of books in its arms. Yeah, I guess you're correct. Examine the books. The books appear to be old mortuary ledgers. None of them of any particular interest. As you search through the text, however, you notice a loose page folded between two of the books. You're suddenly struck with the feeling that someone tucked it there to hide it. And the page doesn't look like it belongs with the ledgers. It looks like it belongs in a logbook. The tear is clean, as if with a knife. So I suspect the page was removed on purpose. Read through it. You take a moment to read through the page. It's a list of dead bodies brought to the mortuary and logged in the receiving room. All the entries appear to be recent arrivals. Okay, let's read the page. This rugged page looks like it was cut neatly out of a book. It is written in a tight, crabbed script. 16537, 5th night, drunk, chest wound, cause of death, mauling, Abishai? There are Abishais! Woohoo! I love them Abishais! Collector, pox, 3 common paid, no possessions. 16538, 5th night. The desiccated corpse, cause of death, indeterminable, age of shell prevents the identification. Collector, Farod, 3 common paid, no possessions, stripped, knife marks evident from the section. 16539, 5th night, scarred shell, cause of death, indeterminable, scars do not appear to be cause of death, shock trap. Collector, Farod, 3 common paid possessions, logged, fist iron, 13 commons, middle table, receiving room. Oh, I stole his shit! 16540, 5th night, desiccated corpse, number 2. Cause of death, indeterminable, age of shell prevents identification. Collector Farod, 3 commons paid. Possessions logged. Knife marks evident from dissection, but the dissection was not through enough. Copper earring found lodged in abdomen. Earring has been locked in southeast preparation room. Have an initiate from the 3rd circle. Examine it. It has strange markings, like those on contracted worker number 79. 16541, 5th night. Skeleton, cause of death, indeterminable. Age of shell prevents identification. Collector, Farod, 3 common paid, no possession, stripped, knife marks evident from dissection. How do we dissect a skeleton? Isn't it just like out in the open already? As with the previous entries, this shells Farod has brought also shows signs of having been repaired. I've asked the initiate Emoric launch an investigation to the matter. Furthermore, entry 16542 is one of Farod's gang. I've seen the individual before. I would ask Emoric to pay heed to how the man died. 16542, 5th night, tiefling, male, cause of death, slash marks. Discoloration of wounds are consistent with grave rot. Cool claws? Collector, Farod, 3 commons paid, no possession. Strip, knife marks evident from dissection. Interesting, I don't know if we learned anything interesting besides that Farod is sounds like a dick. The eyes of this corpse are set closer together and the eyeballs themselves are slightly askew. One faces to the left and the other to the right. You can barely make out the number 257 traced onto its bruised forehead. It looks like the corpse has taken several blows to the head, making the number difficult to read. Don't you get dizzy with your eyeballs facing like that? There is no flicker of understanding in the corpse's eyes. They stare silently off to the left and right. Okay. This heavily stitched corpse is shuffling lazily back and forth between two slabs. The number 506 has been stitched on its forehead and the side of its neck, and its right arm. In fact, the skin of this peeling corpse has been sewn up with so many stitches the skin looks like a bizarre street map. Examine the stitches. The stitches encircle the corpse, running from its arms across its chest, up its neck, and into the damp mess of white hair. As you follow the crossroad of stitches, you notice someone has jammed a needle into the corpse's forehead. The needle is attached to a thread stitching up the side of the skull. You could probably unravel it if you had some kind of thing to cut the thread. Cut the stitches with your scalpel and pull out the needle and thread. You slice the thread neatly with your scalpel, then pluck out the needle and pull the stitches out as you do. The skin covering the forehead peels back to reveal the corpse's chalk white skull, where, to your surprise, the number 78 has been chiseled. Seems you got two different designators there, corpse. The corpse stares straight ahead into oblivion. Needle and thread, okay. This corpse, 985, has stopped dead in its tracks. Judging from the condition of its left leg, looks like as if some sort of tomb rot or corpse mold has eaten through the knee. The corpse is wobbling unsteadily back and forth, trying to keep its balance. Try and help the corpse balance. You reach out for the corpse's left arm to help steady it. You grab its arm, however, the corpse suddenly sways to the right and you end up taking the corpse rather than steadying it. Oh! Chief, you might not. Oh, there is a crack from the corpse's left leg, and the body falls like a dead tree. Its torso strikes the stone flagstone. The stone flagstones. I don't know, it sounds funny to me. And shatters like a rotten melon. Filtered ichor gurgling from the cavity. To your surprise, no one seems to have noticed the corpse's collapse. And even stranger, the left leg remains standing where the corpse was, as if at attention. After a moment, the leg falls over with a wet thump. As you gaze upon the petrified remains of the corpse, you notice that its left arm seems intact. It has snapped from the torso during the fall, and it doesn't appear to have been touched by the tomb rot that had spread through the rest of the body. I wonder if I could make use of that arm. Oh my god, I'm arming myself! I need to get used to this kind of formations. This kind of like words hard. 1 to 6 crashing? Sure, I'm arming myself with it. The menu. I mean the menu. Are you okay, Mr. Skull? He's fine. He's fine. See if there is anything we can take. Mr. Skeleton, do you mind moving? You see a slight young woman with pale features. The sunken flesh around her cheeks and neck makes her appear as if she is starving. She seems intent on dissecting the corpse in front of her, prodding the chest with a finger. Greetings. The woman does not respond. She seems too intent on the body in front of her. As you watch her walk, you suddenly notice her hands. Her fingers are talons. They are darting in and out of the corpse's chest cavity like knives, removing organs. I said, greetings. The woman makes no response. I think the dusty shit might be a bit short of hearing, Chief. Let's lay off, shall we? What's wrong with her hands? No, wait. Tap the woman. Get her attention. The woman jumps and whips around to face you. Her eyes are rotting yellow, with small orange dots for pupils. Is she a harpy? As she sees you, her expression changes from surprise to irritation, and she frowns at you. Greetings? She doesn't seem to have heard you. She leans forward, squinting as if she can't quite make you out. Whatever is wrong with her eyes must make her terribly nearsighted. You. She clacks her taloned fingers together, then making sudden motions with her hands. Fine thread, and embalming juice. Bring here to Avin. Go, go, go. Note, you have been assigned on a quest. Quests are displayed in your diary and in the quest portion of the journal. To see all the quests you have been assigned and their status, simply this here. I've had some questions first.
Updated my journal.
Goes away, she makes no sign that she heard you. I think the dusty shit might be a bit what's wrong with her hands?
Updated my journal.
She's a tiefling, shit, Chief. Tieflings don't have necessarily weird eyes. I guess, I don't know. Eyes, claws, I mean, hands. They got a dash of fin blood running in their veins, usually cause some ancestors of theirs shared knickers with some demon or another. Make some of them meddled in the head. And usually are looking to leave. Also, holy shit, this guy looks kind of fucked. Oh well.
What's the word, Chief? Sure, why not?
Wait. The shambling corpse gazes at you with vacant eyes. The number 821 is carved into his forehead, and his lips have been stitched close. The faint smell of formaldehyde emanates from the body. So, seen anything interesting going on? As he addresses the zombie, he blinks in surprise. Wait. You're not a zombie, who are you?
Updated my journal.
The zombie is trying to respond behind stitched lips. He has a peculiar, half frightened, half angry expression. Who are you? What do you want? I'm looking for a way out of here. Can you help me? No, that's lie. What? Well, I was looking for you. Looking for me? Why? He squints at you. You got messages for me? Yes, I have a message for you. What message? I have your new orders. He narrows his eyes like he's trying to figure you out. What orders? I'm here to relieve you. Give me all the information you've gathered, all your possessions, then leave.
Updated my journal.
The zombie looks disappointed, but he shrugs and begins to fish deeply into his stained tunic. Been quiet. Dusty's been quiet. Nothing new since last report. After a few moments, he hands you some items, then grunts. Here. Judging by the smell, they must have been hidden so as to avoid turning up if he was searched. Me leave in short while. Leave? How? The zombie nods. You want out? Go to arch on first floor. Northwest room. Yeah, need finger bone. Shape of crook. He holds up his index finger and bends it into a crook. When you have a key, go to arch, jump the secret crypt, and can escape from here. Secret escape rope. He nods eagerly. You can rest there. Look at fingerbone. Where am I going to find one of those?
Updated my journal.
He shrugs. Must be one around somewhere. Look in storage rooms on the upper floor. Maybe there. Alright, I had some other questions. What do you want to know? Where was that portal? Now we know. What are you doing here? Me spy on Dusty's. Say what I see, nothing more. What have you seen the dustmen do? Nothing. They do nothing. Can't find nothing. Dead, just dead people. Dusty's do nothing. Eyes narrow in conviction. Still I watch. Thank you. I'm trying my best. Do you know someone named Farod? Farod? The zombie frowns briefly in thought. Me here, he live in high somewhere. He shakes his head. Not nowhere. He frowns again. Dust is very mad. They not like Farod. Hive? Slums outside this place. Why don't the dustmen like Farod?
Updated my journal.
He's a collector. Brings deaders to mortuary. Sells them to dustmen. Brings lot of deaders. Dust is not know where he gets deaders. Think he's putting barracks in dead books. What? He's saying this Farod barrack has been selling a lot of deader corpses to the dustmen. That's what the collectors do. They gather dead bodies and sell them to the dustmen. Sounds like this Farod's been selling so many deaders that the dustmen think he's been putting hivers in the dead book before their hours up. You know, killing people. Oh, so we have a dealing with a serial killer. Lovely. I see. There was something else I wanted to know. I'm missing a journal. Have you seen it? Do know Somberg kill you? What? He wants to know if somebody robbed you. Probably what happened. I see. There was something else I wanted to know. Can you tell me about Dal? Scribe shrugs. Old. Yellow. There's nothing more to be said, I suppose. I wanted to know something else. How did you get to look like that? Me good at the guys. Me also get scars. Me want lots of embalming fluid. Me make good zombie. The zombie giggles through stitched lips, then taps his head. Just is stupid. Stupid. Yeah, they are stupid ones, alright. The sarcasm is evidently lost on the zombie, who nods eagerly. Stupid! Dust is me make good zombie. Doesn't that hurt? He looks at your scars. I ask you some question. Me, it not hurt much. Claps his chest. Me tough. Okay, anything else? He looks at you up and down with a strange expression. You be good zombie. I could make you a zombie. Good disguise. So he can make us look like zombies. This is good to know. Okay, that was cool.
Badger.
Thank you for the follow, Yeshmilord. How are you doing, buddy? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, let's give the stuff to the lady. I mean, I think we're halfway there. We're just a buff zombie, you know? I mean, we technically look like a zombie, just a bit on the muscles, you know? And the floating skull can't pass as a zombie, I guess. Like, the skull is easy, just give him like the skin of a zombie and he'll just enter the head.
Oh, we're halfway there.
Thank you, Mod. So yeah, you just put the skull in the face, okay, and let him just float around, carrying the corpse with him. Chiton sees you and frowns. Damn zombies. She clucks her taloned fingers together impatiently. Then makes motion with her fingers. Fine thread and embalming fluid. Bring here to Avin. Go, go, go. Oh, living on a prayer. Take my hand. I will make it, I swear. Oh, living on a prayer.
Updated my journal.
Without missing a beat, Avin snaps the thread from your hand. Aha! This is a very cute doggo. And also thank you for the compliments. Then begins sewing up the corpse's chest. She then takes the embalming fluid and begins to apply a layer to the corpse. Thank you for that. Within minutes, she's finished. She clicks her talons and then turns to face you. To your surprise, she extends her hand and drags her talons along your arms and chest. It's not that I am not flattered, but... What did you expect? I mean, Recall sounds like a good enough for a name like Otamarol. Looks like you have a new friend. If you two need some time together, or stow it, Mort. As she traces your arms and chest, you suddenly notice that she seems to be examining your scars. She withdraws her talons, clicks them twice, then bends forward and examines some of the tattoos on your chest. Who write on you? Hivers do that? No respects for zombies. Zombies, not paintings. She sniffs, then pokes one of your scars. This one bad shape, many scars, no preserves. Wait. Her talons suddenly hook into the thread you brought her, and lightning like she jabs another talon into the skin near one of your scars. It feels barely more than a pinprick, but it looks like she's about to start stitching you up. Okay, I'm gonna let her.
Updated my journal.
Oh. Damn, I didn't listen to Evanescence since I was a teen. Fucking hell. The suggestion is curiously painless as Avin begins to stitch up your scars. When she's done, she sniffs you, frowns, and stabs her fingers into the embalming fluid. Within minutes, she has dabbed your body with the fluid, and strangely enough, it makes you feel better. It reminds me, I think it was a Neil Gaiman book. I think it was American Gods. When, I think in one of the beginning chapters, there is like a guy having the diddly-do with a sex worker, and suddenly her vagina grows and like absorbs him. Like it goes around him and she like absorbs him into her body. So yeah, this is what I thought when you said that she is inside me. I'm not perverted as I seem. Let her work. This will be the second time in my life I'm thankful I don't have a nose. Shut up, Mort. I've seen a horror where one vagina eats guy's dick. Wait, do you mean the horror movie where she has teeth on her vagina? Yeah. Yeah. That was indeed a movie. I remember when I was in high school, I think. Everyone was talking about that movie. This and Pineapple Express. Evan puts the last touches on your body, gives you another sniff, nose, then makes a showing motion with her talons. Done. Go, go. Okay. We have a knife. I see you're a badger of culture as well. Yes, I am. And you seem like a person of culture.
Updated my journal.
Wait, what the fuck? As you study the motions of avian hands, you feel pricking along your scalp, and then suddenly you find your vision swimming, blurring until you're standing in front of a freshly slain corpse, rigor mortis making a mockery of its smile. The number 42 has been stitched onto its scalp, the zombie is lying on a slab, and you have just finished sitting up its chest. You have placed something inside, something that may prove useful if you come this way again. Keep those things safe and wait for my return. The memory of your voice is an echo, strange and hollow, so to your ears. You cross your arms in front of your chest, and to your surprise, the corpse does too. After a moment, its hands fall back to its sides, and as it does, the vision fades, until you're watching Avon's hands make their stitch motions once more. You've regained the memory. Memories can give you additional experience points, skills, Okay. Interesting. Just very, 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 very interesting. Quest, journal, beasts. I like that he's a beast. I remember that aspect, remembering things give you a lot of experience. Oh, that's cool. What happened, Chaos Cat?
All right.
What happened, baby? Chaos Cat is in a mood. Give the cat some attention. Similar to this Coliseum, learning your name is a big deal. Oh, okay. So I have embalming fuel. Okay, let's bash it open.
Forced it.
Bandages and ancient copper earring. We have Chaos Kitty next to us. Yes, baby. Yeah, streaming partner. Yeah, hello, love. Oh, how she wants the attention. The copper ring looks extremely old. It seems like it was meant to be worn, but there doesn't seem to be a hook or any means of actually attaching it to your ear. There is a series of strange grooves on the inside of the earring, however. Examine the grooves. The grooves are evenly spaced along the inside of the earring. Upon examination, they remind you of small fangs. They're definitely man-made, but you can't figure out what they were intended for. Put the earring away. Okay, curious. Did I loot everything in this room? I think I looted everything in this room. Let's save the game. Since knowing my luck, it might crash. Okay.
Done.
Charcoal charm. Resistance to fire, resistance to magical fire. This piece of charcoal is a charred bone fragment of some creature, perhaps a finger bone or a talon. Various symbols have been scratched onto its surface. The scratchings are so faint you almost miss them. This charcoal charm temporarily protects the user against flames and extreme heat. To use this charm, the charred bone is snapped and both halves are ground to powder. Then the charcoal dust is rubbed over the heart of the user. Interesting. I'll put it in the items. The skeleton number 748, according to the number chiseled above the brow, is odd only that some of its teeth appear to be false ones made of reddish-brown stone. They are clearly not valuable, however, as its caretakers would have otherwise removed them. Pardon me, have you seen any skeletons walking around here? The skeleton makes no reply. Great talking to you, Bones. Stay healthy. Wonder if this Greybeard would mind if I bored his body. Greybeard. Greybeard? Greybeard, you know, Jeezer, old fellow. Or yellow dog. Old. I don't think he's in a position to object. Why not take his body? Oh, he's talking to Mort. Mort studies the skeletons for a moment, then shakes his head. Nah, I'll need a fresher one than this. And something with a little more dignity. This one's all creaky and fractured. And you're not? Oh, you are a sack full of laughs. Mort glares at you. Besides, you want to talk, Berk? Mirrors beg for mercy when you're around. Oh yeah, at least I have all my parts. Mort snorts. You're not quite sure how he manages it without lungs. Let me tell you, Mort, there is nothing more satisfying than walking around, swinging your arms, breathing the crisp air through the lungs. It's great to have a body. I'll have you know that helping you escape the preparation room has now been added to my growing list of regrets. Mort snorts again. I should have let you rot. Some more, that is. Glad you feel that way. Let's go. Did it ruin my reputation? Oh, I'm still neutral. I'm still curious about how Mort is good aligned. Someone is taking care to bind the bones of this skeleton with leather straps woven around the body, in such a pattern that they resemble muscles and tendons. The straps are secured due to metal bolts punched into the skeleton's joints. This skeleton looks like it has been a great deal of service. Many of its bones are chipped, and its numerous fractures are bound with sealant, and foul-smelling glues. Try and pry out the skeleton's joint bolts. Whoa, Chief, that's vandalism. Those bolts are probably the only thing holding that bag of bones together. Necromancy only goes so far with these old fellas, you know? So... Oh, I didn't want to cause any permanent damage. Oh, it's not a problem. More does a strange bobbing motion that you think might be a shrug. Just wasn't sure if you knew that or not. By all means, go ahead. Never mind, maybe some other time. The last man regards you with stony gaze. Are you lost? Yeah. Some of the guards direct you. Hold on a moment. I'll leave quickly. Wait, no, wait, I didn't want to start a fight. Okay, let's take the charm. Let's not start a fight with our dear skeleton worker. No, I'm not lost. I had some questions. If you are not lost, what is your business here? I work on one of the... Yeah, safe scamming is my second name. I'm here to see someone. What are you to see? I'm here to see Dal. Dal is most likely in the receiving room on the second floor. He's quite busy and not the best of health. Unless you have pressing business, I would not disturb him. Very well, thank you for the information. Dustman nods and returns to his duties. Okay. Let's go back here. Save. Because I don't want to start no bad business.
Forced it.
No, this. Corpse Flight Charm, Bond Charm, Copper Commons. I don't mind that. That was bravo for a worst case scenario that happened before saves coming. I do the same. Clot Charm. Mortuary Task List, Dustman Embalming Charm, Lesser. Look, it's an RPG. You fuck around and then when you fuck around too much, you just safe scam your way out of it. Mortuary Task List. Someone has spent a series of tasks in red ink on this scrap of parchment. I would like the contracted workers to be inspected thrice daily at the end of each work shift when the new initiates come on duty. We have experienced too many contracted collapses while engaged in heavy labor as of late, and I fear the embalming enchantments initially used on the corpses may be decaying or may have been warped somehow. If the contracted workers would be inspected every 8 hours and raised if they have collapsed, then this would prevent the backlog of shells in the preparation rooms and free up more contracted workers for other duties. I'm not safe scamming, I'm gameplay fluid. I do not wish collapsed bodies to be disposed of. When possible, the original contracted shells are to be raised and be made to resume their duties. I have included spare embalming charms with the shells for the initiates on duty. They are to be used only when the shells cannot be repaired with stitching, bandaging, or applications of embalming fluid. Okay, Clot Charm. Heals 9 hit points. That's interesting. Plus 2 to armor class, plus 2. Yeah, but so it's all. If the game didn't want me to save scum, they wouldn't allow me to save, or would give me Iron mod like Stellaris, good old Stellaris. If I can exploit it, I will exploit it. I never played Stellaris. Is it any good? I think I heard the name before. This skeleton has either seen a great deal of combat or has fallen down one too many staircases. Both its arms and legs have been broken and rebuilt with the aid of a leather strap and thin iron rods. The front of his skull bears the number 863 and the back of the skull has caved in, forming an empty cavity. You notice someone has taken advantage of this and tucked a rolled up piece of parchment inside the skull. Do you like exterminating dirty and filthy Xenos? I have no idea what these Xenos are, but I like exterminating shit, so, you know. I guess it's a yes? Question mark? I mean, the name is very familiar to me. Stellaris. Maybe if I'll see a picture of the game, I'll be like, oh shit, I know what this game is. Take the parchment out of the skeleton skull. You slip the parchment out of the skeleton skull. Oddly enough, it looks as if the skull cavity is intended to store a message. A tiny string is attached to the parchment from a hook bolted inside the skull, as if to keep parchment from accidentally falling out. I like examining shit. You'll fit right in. I mean, I've been playing RPGs for a long time. Wait! What did you write? Yeah, some words are a no-no, so Mod, can you save the boy? Maybe did you put a link maybe? Because we don't get links here. Oh, it looks so familiar. I think I may have seen someone play it. Yeah, bot is very aggro lately. Wait. Is there a board game based on this? On Stellaris? Because I'm pretty sure I've seen a board game similar to it. Like the images. Yeah. I've seen it. I've seen it before. I've seen this board game before. See, I know stuff. I remember stuff. I remember stuff by images, not by, you know, remembering stuff. A tiny string is attached to the parchment from a hook bolted inside the skull, as if to keep the parchment from accidentally falling out. Every Stellaris run in a nutshell. Name of a video on YouTube. Good old video. Isn't it one of those games that takes you forever to play? Like, I mean, at least the board game. I don't know the video game, but I know the board game is like a fucking... You need to like have like a few days free to actually play this game. Unhook the string, take the parchment. You unhook the string and glance over the parchment. It looks like a reminder from one of the mortuary custodians. Judging from the note, this skeleton seems to be a walking messenger of sorts. As you take the second glance at the skeleton, you realize it has stopped in front of the slab because it can't figure out how to move past it. Is it 60 plus hours? Like, it looks shorter, chapter-wise, I guess. Examine the skeleton again. This guy looks like it has seen great deal. Sorry about taking that parchment, but I doubt you would have delivered it anytime soon. Skeleton makes no reply. Great talking to you, Bones. Stay healthy. Wonder if the Greybeard would mind if I bought his body. Greybeard, you know, Jeezer, old fella, yellow dog. Old. with reading on stream on Hand Plus. It's a good one though. Okay, look, as long as you enjoy me reading you basically a very long bedtime story, I don't mind. I'm having fun. I don't think he's an positioned object. Why don't you take his body? Alright then, let's go. Plot twist prostitutes good old D&D bashing, Wizard of Oz. Head, shoulder, knees and toes. And lots of your mama jokes. This older piece of parchment appears to be some sort of a message the skeleton in the mortuary was supposed to deliver. This is the third and last request for the pry bar. If it has been misplaced, tell me, and I shall go to the hive market and purchase another. I have no objections to maintaining the contracted workers, but I've been trying to repair the skeletons and the bolts are wedged in so tight I can't get them out. I want to check something. Also, some of the locks on the storage cabinets on the third floor have become stuck again due to the heat, and I need the pry bar to snap them open as well. If the pry bar is indeed lost, I will see about procuring the services of a locksmith and having the cabinet locks replaced. Your aid in the matter would be appreciated. An unreadable signature has been scrawled beneath the message. Okay, is there anything interesting to steal here? Junk. Do we want the junk? Okay, we got this. No, I'm not looking for you. No, not this guy. It's a RPG game. If not nailed down, it's ours. Exactly. Also, if it's nailed down, I will still take it. You know? This is the guy. The skeleton turns to face you. 42 has been chiseled into its forehead and a number of its bones. Mostly the jaw and the joints have been bound with leather straps. A black smoke has dropped over its body. I think this is the corpse I had the memory about. As the sound of your voice, the skeleton silently straightens up. It causes its arm over its chest. Its fingers hook into its ribcage. Cause your arms over your chest. In response, the skeleton drops its arms into its sides. The other cords securing the skeleton's torso snap, and the ribcage folds outwards like a pair of double doors. Reach into the ribcage, feel around. To your surprise, your hands vanish as you reach inside the ribcage. You have a strange feeling that somewhere else as you reach inside the ribcage. Your hands bumping against an invisible object. It's about the size of a fist and seems to be attached to the skeleton's spine. Take the item out. Honestly, this is very convenient. Like, just have a skeleton walking around you and just shove everything inside it. You know? I find it more convenient than a bag of holding. As you pull the item out, the skeleton suddenly disintegrates, and the iron bolts securing its joints clatter on the floor. Whatever this item was, it seems to have been the only thing holding it together. It looks like an unremarkable lump of iron. You can't imagine why someone would hide it inside the ribcage of a skeleton. Examine the piece of iron. As you place both your hands on the lump of iron to examine it, there is a hiss, and the metal evaporates, leaving behind a strange dagger, a handful of coins wrapped in a dirty cloth, and 2 bloody teardrops. Those look like they were inside the lump of iron. Take the items and leave. I'll take the wooden club as well, fuck it. The rugs. Great steel knife. 1 to 4 piercing. 1 to 3 piercing. Club. 1 to 6 crushing. I wonder, can the skeleton take any of my weapons? Okay. I guess it's a no. Let's fuck off, let's fuck off, let's fuck off, let's fuck off, let's fuck off. A hammer. One to 6 crushing. Do you want a hammer? No, you don't. Oh, the pry bar. Dustman request.
Forced it.
You can hold it as well for now. Dustman request. A note written on a scrap of dry parchment. Contact the necromancer responsible for the raising constructual worker 42. I know he's examined the skeleton before, but I'm certain the initial raising of the body was warped. The worker still responds to commands, but when it has completed the task, it resumes pacing in the same circular pattern as it did before. Dal recently informed me that Worker 42 exhibited that same walking pattern when it was a zombie decades ago. There may be a soul echo in the mirror, or the skeleton's age may have caused the magic animating him to decay. One of the initiates suggested it may be following an order issued by a higher-ranking dustman in the past, but I have found no records of such an order. Whatever the reason for his behavior, the matter is to be resolved or the worker replaced. Okay, I do want to check my weapons. Crushing to 4, 1 4 piercing, 1 6 crushing, 1 3 piercing. Okay. The corpse's meaty head was clearly severed at some point and hastily sewn back on. Several different sets of stitching, all in various states of unraveling, seem to indicate that the head is constantly being knocked back off and reattached during the course of its work. And number 72 has been cut into its temples, circumscribed by a fanged circle that appears to have been branded on its forehead. Examine the fanged circle. The fanged circle looks like it was branded on the corpse's forehead long ago, presumably before it died. It might be a religious icon of some sort. On a rite of passage, you notice that one of the recesses between the inner fangs has a small triangle within it, as if it has some special significance. One of the space between the fangs matches the grooves of these copper earrings I have.
Updated my journal.
Nikos makes no reply. It looks like it's too far gone to answer any of your questions. Leave the corpse in peace. So it did nothing? This corpse looks extremely old, but looks like it was meant to be worn. But there doesn't seem to be a hook or any means of actually attaching to your ear. Insert your finger into the notch that matches where the triangle was pointing in the fanged circle you saw on Zombie 79's forehead. You hook your finger nail into the third groove on the top and press it inwards. As you do, there is a click and the top of the earring snaps open. Not only can you wear the earring now, but it also looks like there is a secret compartment inside the earring. Check the earring, see if anything comes out. You check the earring, but nothing comes out. Whatever was hidden in the earring is gone now. Discovering the latch in the earring will now allow you to wear it. In addition, the secret compartment may make the earring more valuable to a merchant. Does it do anything interesting? Let's wear it for now. I don't think it adds anything, but let's wear it for now. Maybe it was taken away. No, according to the guide, I wasn't supposed to find anything there. Yeah, but I should be able to sell it for much better. You see a stern-looking man in the black robes. He is glaring at you suspiciously. You, state your business. I seem to be lost. You do indeed look lost. The dustman's eyes narrow to slits and his hand fall to the dagger by his side. Wait here while I summon the other guards to direct you out. He looks as if he's about to call out. Snap his neck before he can call out. But the dustman can utter another word. Your hands clap to his temples and twist his head sharply to the left. Can't have you alerting your friends. There's a crack and the dustman falls limp in your arms. Better you than me, Dusty. To your surprise, the act seemed instinctual, as if you had done it many times before. With this thought comes the stirring of a memory, but it is not strong enough to surface. Tuck the body into the shadows, then continue on. There is a dude literally seeing what I'm doing! Okay. Can I wear it? Okay, I can wear it. 1, 2, 3 slashing. Do you want it, Skullboy? No, he doesn't. Yeah, I don't think I'm meant to be here. Maybe I am. Honestly, people don't seem to bother me if I'm dressed like that. So at least we got that for us. Also, I like that nobody questions my flying skeleton friend. Shame we can't really run in this outfit, but I guess if we would run, it would alert everyone else. No, I think it's a case of you win some, you lose some. I shall ignore it. I am ignoring it. I am going to ignore it. You see a strikingly beautiful ghostly form before you. Her arms are crossed and her eyes are closed. She has long flowing hair and her gown seems stirred by some ethereal breeze. As you watch, she stirs slightly and her eyes flicker. Greetings?
You. What is it that brings you here? Have you come to see firsthand the misery you have wrought? Perhaps in death I still hold some shred of use for you.
I think she dislikes me a bit. Her eyes slowly open and she blinks in confusion for a moment, as if uncertain where she is. She looks around slowly and sees you. Her tranquil face suddenly twists into a snark. You! What is it that you bring you here? Have you come to see firsthand the misery you have wrought? Perhaps in death I still hold some shred of use for you. Her voice drops to a hiss. My love. Who are you? The spirit makes a begging motion with her hands. How can it be that the thieves of the mind continue to steal my name from your memory? Do you not remember me, my love? The ghost stretches out her arms. Think. Her voice becomes desperate again. The name, Deionara, must evoke some memory within you. This is where the plot kicks in. Okay. No, I think I feel the sting of my memory. Tell me more. Perhaps your words shall chase the shadows from my mind, Deionara. Oh, at last the fates show mercy. Even death cannot chase me from your mind, my love. Do you not see? Your memories shall return. Tell me how I can help you, and I shall. Do you know who I am? You're the one both blessed and cursed, my love, and you're one who is never far from my thoughts and heart. Blessed and cursed? What do you mean? The nature of your curse should be apparent, my love. Look at you. She points at you. Death rejects you. Your memories have abandoned you. Do you not pause and wonder why? I'm still trying to get my bearings, actually. What else can you tell me about myself? I know that you once claimed you loved me, and that you would love me until death claimed us both. I believe that, never knowing the truth of who you were, what you were. And what am I? Oh no, your ex is haunting you. Mood. You know, video games truly imitate real life. And what am I? You, I cannot. She suddenly freezes, and she speaks slowly, carefully, as if her voice frightens her. The truth is this. You're one who dies many deaths. This death have given the knowing of all things mortal, and in your hand lies the spark of life and death. Those that die near you carry a trace of themselves that you can bring forth. You need an exorcist. Yes, I do, mod. As Dianora speaks the words, a crawling sensation wells up in the back of your skull. You suddenly feel compelled to look at your hand. As you lift it up and look at it, you can see the blood coursing sluggishly through your arm, pouring onto your muscles, and in turn, giving strength to your bones. Whoa! She craves the undead.
Updated my journal.
And you know, Dianora is right. Suddenly remember how to coax the dimmest spark of life from a body and bring it forth. The thought both horrifies you and intrigues you. Note, you have remembered how to raise others from the dead. I am Jesus! Not the first time on stream that I'm saying that I'm Jesus. Is it like the 4th or 5th time I'm claiming to be Jesus on stream? To access the ability, select the special abilities button from the quick menu. You can only use this on party members that have died in your presence. It will not work on anyone who does not travel with you, and it will not work on party members you remove from the party while they are dead. Oh damn, that gives me memories back to Baldur's Gate 1. Sucks to be those characters, honestly. Pretty sure Jesus didn't have a journal carved out on back. How do you know? Did you meet Jesus? I didn't meet Jesus. I'm not gonna make assumptions about Jesus. I will never make assumptions about people I don't know. On stream, like in face-to-face conversations where I can't be recorded. Oh yeah, I will make all the assumptions. But where I can be recorded, I make no assumptions. Zero assumptions. I am a fucking saint. Saint Badger. You can imagine the pop head. The pop hat on my head because of how much of a saint I am. I had other questions. What is it you wish to know? I need to escape from this place. Can you help me? As you're about to ask Dianora the question, Dianora, diarrhea, the question, it catches in your throat. It occurs to you that if you tell her you're looking for an escape route, she may feel you're abandoning her. If you're going to ask her how to leave, you need to be delicate about it. Saint Badger, I'd prefer Saint Bobber. Nah, I'm Saint Degenerate. I'm the saint of all degenerates. Diarrhea, I'm in danger. Can you guide me to a place of safety? I shall return as soon as I can to speak to you again. In danger? Diarrhea looks concerned. Of course, my love. I will aid you in any way I can. She closes her eyes for a moment, and you watch an ethereal zephyr pass through her body, stirring her hair. After a moment, the zephyr dies, and her eyes slowly open. Perhaps there is a way. If there is will, there is always a way. Yeah. I sense that this place holds many doors shrouded from mortal eyes. Perhaps you could use one of these portals as a means of escape. Portals? Portals are holes in existence, leading to destinations in the inner and outer planes. If you could find the proper key, you could escape through one of them. Key? Diarrhea pauses for a moment. Oh, amen. As if attempting to remember. Portals will reveal themselves when you have the proper key. Unfortunately, these keys can be almost anything. An emotion, a piece of wood, a dagger of silvered glass, a scrap of cloth, a tune you hum to yourself. I fear that the dustmen are the only ones who would know the keys you could use to leave their holes, my love. Then I shall ask one of them. Farewell, the diarrhea. Hold a moment. I learned much when I traveled with you, my love. And what you have lost, I have retained. I have not divulged all that I know to you. My sight is clear, while I still fumble in the darkness for a spark of thought. What is it your sight sees that I do not? Time itself relaxes its hold as the chill of oblivion slowly claims us, my love. Glimpses of things yet to come swarm across my visions. I see you, my love. I see you as you are now, and diarrhea grows quiet. What is it? What do you see? I see what lies ahead of you. It rippled through the plains, stemming outwards from the point. Shall I speak of what I see? Tell me. First, I require promise. Promise you will return, that you will find some means to save your journey. I find it hard to believe that a woman I once loved would blackmail promises from me. Okay, fine, I'll make a fucking vow. Make vow. I swear I'll find some means to save you or join you. I also might not do it at all.
See, my love, unfettered by the shackles of time.
Wait for her to continue.
You shall meet enemies 3, but none more dangerous than yourself in your full glory. They are shades of evil, of good, and of neutrality, given life and twisted by the laws of the plains. You shall come to a prison built of regrets and sorrow, where the shadows themselves have gone mad. There you will be asked to make a terrible sacrifice, my love. For the matter to be laid to rest, you must destroy that which keeps you alive and be immortal no longer.
Destroy what keeps me alive?
I know that you must die while you still can. The circle must come to a close, my love. You were not meant for this life. You must find that which was taken from you and travel beyond, into the lands of the dead.
Oh. I mean, yeah, I think of many games that when you replay them and you actually know the plot, and you get to notice the little things, you know. And I guess this game is no different. Die while I still can?
Updated my journal.
I do not doubt your ability to rise from the dead. I do believe that every incarnation weakens your thoughts and memories. You claim you have lost your memory. Perhaps it is a side effect of countless deaths. If so, what more will you lose in successive deaths? If you lose your mind, you will not even know enough to realize that you cannot die. You shall truly be doomed. Countless deaths? How long has this been going on? I do not truly know, except that it has gone on long enough. Farewell, diarrhea. Amen, man. Amen.
I shall wait for you in death's halls, my love.
She smiles, but there is only sadness in it. She closes her eyes, and with an ethereal whisper, she fades. You're back with me, Chief. You kind of drifted out on me there. No, I'm fine. Do you know who that spirit was? Spirit? That specter I was talking to? The woman? You're rattling your bone box with some woman? Where? Mort looks around excited. What did she look like? She was right on top of that beer. Didn't you see her? No. You just kind of drifted out for a bit there. Just stood there, statue-like. I was a little worried you would go and addle me on me again. I'm fine, I think. Let's move on.
I feel stronger.
And we leveled up. Let's dump it to strength. Yeah, let's dump it to strength. Why? Because I'll be sad later? Okay, fine, I'll stop calling her diarrhea, if you insist. The things I do for love. Oh, okay. Oh! Wait, no, come back. It told me not to go. I walked anyways. Wait, let's return. This doddering corpse has had... I mean, this is a pretty good guide, but then it says, oh yeah, you see this very interesting thing that you can interact with? Don't interact with it. Just don't tell me about the cool looking thing and I won't interact with the cool looking thing. I am but a simple badger. This doddering corpse has had its eyes sewn shut as well as its mouth, and the number 732 is carved into its brow. The threadwork that keeps its ocular cavity sealed look extremely old. You wonder if the eyes were sewn shut before or after the man's death. You notice he's carrying a huge tome in his hands, as if taking it somewhere. Take the tome from his hands carefully. You carefully take the tome from the corpse's hands. It doesn't seem to notice. The tome appears to be a book of enchantments and words. It is filled with diagrams and charts detailing various aspects of the necromantic art. The book itself is extremely heavy. As awkward as the zombie is, it must be extremely strong. Tome of Bone and Ash. Okay, fine. I will be nicer. To the NPCs. This worn leather-bound tome lists diagrams and charts detailing several minor words and enchantments. There are numerous drawings of skeletons, bones, and the manner by which they may be preserved over time. Of particular interest is the section regarding guardians. Apparently, the dustmen animate corpses of fallen giants to serve as guardians for the mortuary, to make them even deadlier. Armoring enchantments are woven into their breastplates to help shield them from attacks. The book is much too complex for you to absorb all at once, but it looks like as if you could refer to certain sections when the need arises. Okay. Good to know, I guess. What is my character's intelligence? Not the smartest guy, I guess. Before you is a giant skeleton in ornate bronze armor. The armor has been bolted into the skeleton's frame, and a series of elaborate symbols have been carved across the breastplate. You wonder where the skeleton came from. You wonder where they made humans in this size. The huge blade in its hand looks like it weighs as much as a wagon cart. Examine the giant skeleton carefully. The skeleton in intricate bronze armor is riveted onto its ribcage and shoulder blades with a series of iron bolts. As you study the frame behind the armor, you notice the same iron bolts are set into the skeleton's shoulder, elbow, pelvic, knee joints. A mass of thick leather, cords, and heavy knotted ropes run along the length of the skeleton's arms and legs, woven in such a pattern that they resemble muscles and tendons. Examine the armor. Despite the armor's obvious age, it looks well cared for. It shines brightly, and the symbols engraved on the breastplate seem to flow in the firelight, shifting slightly whenever you try to focus on them. Study the symbols. Almost unconsciously, you let your gaze relax as you look at the symbols. After a moment, the symbol ceases shifting, and resolve into a trail of runes that run up and down the breastplate. Strangely enough, the interlocking patterns of runes reminds you of chains. And with that thought, you suddenly recall that these runes are some sort of warding enchantment. Study the runes, try to recall the enchantment. Hey, Shrimpy! How you doing, buddy? Studied the runes for a while, but you can't decipher the enchantment. Looks pretty complicated, and you're having a hard time concentrating. Compare runes to the runes in the Book of Tom and Ash. I'm glad to hear. I'm so glad to hear. You consult the tome and compare the diagrams and to the markings on the breastplate. From what you can make out, the runes are a lesser armoring enchantment, but several skull-shaped runes and spherical tracings along the edges of the armor suggest that several greater necromantic and warding enchantments are woven in as well. Touching the skeleton will most likely cause it to awaken and defend itself. Ah, that sounds lovely. Consult the Tome of Bone and Ash, see if you can determine how they can be broken. From what you can make out from the tome, it seems the armoring enchantment applies only to the breastplate. The necromantic enchantment allows the skeleton to be raised, but it is the warding enchantment that gives the skeleton its limited awareness of its surroundings. You would guess that if you were to mar the skeleton's wards, it would interpret it as an attack, unless you blinded it to your presence first. Mar the wounds, maintaining the armoring enchantment first, then the necromantics, then the warding enchantment. The work is difficult and nerve-wracking at first, but slowly your mind begins to focus, and the runes begin to unravel beneath your attack. Within minutes, the giant skeleton has been stripped of the enchantments binding it. It collapses, falling to the ground with a crash of bones and a heavy clanging noise. Damn pile of bones. Wait for a moment, but no one responds to the sound. Moving quickly, you sift through the skeleton's parts of the floor. Most of it is too heavy or too old to be useful, but you discover a piece of the skeleton's breastplate with a majority of one of the broken enchantments engraved on it. You have a feeling that it could prove useful. I'll just take it then. And the girl I told you about didn't go to school the day she found out, so that's a bit concerning. Look, you can send her a message and ask if she's doing fine. You know? If you really worry about her, send her a message or something, or call her and make sure she's okay.
Ooh, looks like my skills have increased.
So he is a fighter.
What's up?
I did, but she's not picking up or texting me back or anything. Can you ask her friends? Again, can you ask her friends? No, friends are. My friend actually asked me, and they think that I said something bad to her, so they're a bit skeptical. Oh my god, your friends are exhausting, not gonna lie. Look, you did something okay. You put a boundary. You're very uncomfortable with how things went, and you put a very healthy boundary, and the rest is like a hair issue, not gonna lie.
Done.
I really need to get too used to this game's UI. 2/7 slashing. 1/4 piercing, 1/6 crushing. I'll put it here. Now I want to keep the robes on me, so it will make things slightly easier. Don't bonk me! Okay, let's go and look for Soego. This tired-looking man in a black robe, his narrow face is extremely pale, and it doesn't look as if he has been sleeping. His shoulders are slumped, and the flesh sags loosely beneath his bloodshot eyes. He looks so lost in thought, he doesn't even notice you. I mean, I guess I don't know, but I will need to, like, tell my coach since we're playing for the same team. Go for it, but again, like, you did nothing wrong, my dude. Greetings.
Updated my journal.
Greetings, the man turns to face you and makes a slight bow. Suddenly notice that his eyes aren't bloodshot so much as they have a red tinge to them. Maud, can you give the cat dinner? Yeah, she came asking. And Soego, how may I help you? I'd like to leave the mortuary, can you help me? Halfway through your comments, Soego lips suddenly peel back, revealing a row of dirty, sharp teeth. And he leans in, sniffing you. Why in the hell are you sniffing me? Brothers, those robes, they smell of another. They're not yours. Soego's lips seal into a strange smile, and his eyes gleam with an almost feral sight. Who are you? I only took this robe so I could live in peace. I woke up on one of the preparation rooms upstairs. But how are you, Mom and Dad, and how is Kitty doing? I'm fine. Maud also seems fine. Cat is doing much better. She ate chicken today, so she's happy. Honestly, anything that has to do with food is happy. Yesterday we ate burgers, and we didn't offer her a burger, and she was very, very upset. She took it to heart. Like, every time we eat junk food, she is very upset we don't offer her junk food. And she gives you the look as if she betrayed, as if we betrayed her. On Monday we go on her last checkup. Hopefully it will be the last checkup, just to make sure that the anemia is gone. And besides that, she's fine. We're all fine. You know, we're managing. You seem surprised you woke up on one of the slabs upstairs. Yes, I know this is hard to believe, but it is the truth. I woke up on one of your slabs upstairs. Really? That doesn't scrutinizes you. You do look like you have been prepared. I don't know how you would have survived such pain. Are you in pain? Look at it. How would I have gotten here in the first place? Well, Soego squints. He seems confused. Obviously a mistake has been made. Either you were brought here by blood relatives, other dustmen, or... Soego suddenly hisses, as if an unpleasant thought had just occurred to him. Or one of the collectors. Yep, Cat is definitely back to her old self, like sitting on my hair, hitting Maud in the face, biting, doing chaos, trying to steal food multiple times, yelling at us all the time. But she's also cuddlier, so I think when they removed her gallbladder, I think they also removed her gall, or just made her nicer, I don't know. They took out all the evilness, even though she's still doing evil stuff. Yes, collectors, packs of scavengers that bring the bodies of the dead to us. They may have thought you dead, Sargo hisses, and his eyes gleam. And they're so copper blind they wouldn't have cared to check before delivering you here. Sargo studies you. It is fortunate you awoke, or you may have reached the true death before your time. And there's been a mistake, and I'd like to leave now. Sargo nods, and the corner of his mouth twitches. Yes, honk, 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 honk. Honk, 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 honk. Why, of course. Let me open the front gate for you. Alright. Very well, the front gate is now locked, but you cannot enter. Thank you, Sargo. I will leave now. Okay, let's take the portal first. Well, at least we managed to not get into an unnecessary fight. And I kinda like that we don't fight that much. I didn't like Neverwinter as much as I thought I would. So we just moved to the next game, which is Planescape.
Done.
This note has been written with a remarkable penmanship upon the finest parchment. What didn't you like about the last game? Look, are you talking about World of Horror or are you talking about Neverwinter? World of Horror was a one thing. If you liked watching me playing World of Horror, I can do another stream of World of Horror. But penis note, yes. But Neverwinter felt like it's gonna be a lot of grind. This game is built like an MMO. And I genuinely don't want to spend most of my time on stream grinding. If you remember Persona 3, most of the game I did off screen because I was just grinding for hours. Ask Mod, I've been sitting morning till evening just grinding levels for Persona 3. Just so we could somehow survive that game. Which again, I don't mind it, but I don't want to do it on stream. Like, at least when I do it off stream, I can put like a podcast or a YouTube video or music, you know? And just go for it. But I'm not gonna do it on stream. It looks like it's gonna be one of those games that they will send me to kill 5 pigs or something. And after I kill the 5 pigs, they will send me to kill 10 skeletons, and I honestly don't have the energy to do this shit. I really don't. Vaxis, if you're reading this, then you have undoubtedly failed in your task and have been forced to use the escape route I arranged. I told you that your little disguise idea was ridiculous. In any case, you will need to lay low for a while. The dustmen may be deluded, but they are not fools, and they will certainly seek retribution for our intrusion. I have left you some coins. Use them to secure a hiding place in the hive, preferably in Rug Picker Square. The dustmen will be unwilling to look for you there. Once you have secured a new hiding place, I have a new mission for you. Find out where Farod is getting those bodies he's delivering to the mortuary. It's apparently causing the dustmen a great deal of upset, and I wouldn't mind knowing myself. Reports are that stone-faced dustmen at the Gathering Dust Bar, Initiate Emoric, I think the fool's name is, has been sending out finders to try and mark Farod's movements. See if you can find out how far along he is and hinder his efforts until how far along he is in his efforts until we know more about Thorod's activities. I don't want Emmerich finding out something before we do. Pen. Also, most likely I'll pass out on stream because I haven't get any sleep yet, and it's 2 a.m. Oh god. Try to sleep. Please try to sleep. This game is gonna be probably mostly reading. So, you know. Treat this game as a bedtime story. And we're in the hive. Yeah. What happened, Chaos Cat? Maybe she wants to play with you, Mod. Because she's climbing the fucking computer! Yeah, entertain the cat. You see a tall creature with a shock of white hair. Its skin has a greenish cast, and a pair of goat horns protrude from its forehead. It is dressed in a long flowing robes and appears to be floating slightly above the ground. Lovely. Greetings. The creature turns to face you, and a series of symbols appear around his head. The symbols have a slight glow about them, and they just hover there. Oh, for the power's sake, packing dabus. What's wrong? Is a dabus. They speak in rebuses. These annoying word puzzles. If you don't know what he's saying, then we better find a native or some other way to communicate with him. If we want an annoying bunch, I bet they can speak. They just would rather piss everyone else off by trying to puzzle out what they're trying to say. What's a dabus? Chant is they are janitors for the Lady of Pain. They float around, breaking, fixing, and patching up sigil, according to her whims. They are worse than corpse flies. More size. You can't swat them though, or the lady will get upset. Lady of Pain? Who is that? She runs the city. You will know if you see her. She's got these blades around her face. She's about the size of a giant, and she floats off the ground, just like these guys. Mort nods at the doubles who is looking at you both. Nobody knows much about her. She doesn't speak much. All you need to know is that you don't want to make her angry. If you see her, my advice, run. I see. The doubles awaits patiently. Its hands tucked into its sleeves. A series of symbols materialize above his head, and then they vanish. A question mark appears. Trying to strike up a conversation if you can translate what the doubles is saying. After double several questions, trying to get a feel for the rebuses that appear above its head. It is extremely patient throughout your discussion, giving you an easy sentences to translate. After a few minutes, you start to get the hang of it. It feels like you have done this before. Maybe you can help me. The Dabus waits. Who are you? The Dabus inclines his head slightly, with a stream of symbols appears above his head. I think he's saying he's a Dabus. I have another question for you. What are you doing? A bunch of symbols appear above the Dabus's head. You think he's saying he's attending to his duties. Can you tell me about the Lady of Pain? A lone symbol appears above the Dabus's head. This one shows a metallic female mask with blades coming out of the sides. Just looking at the ghostly image makes you uncomfortable. That's all I wanted to know. Farewell. The Dabus bows slightly, symbols swirl around its head, then it turns away. This is such an interesting looking creature.
I'm gone.
Cat, what are you doing?
Just look natural.
Cat.
Casual.
The fuck is the cat doing? Yeah, just sit down and play with her until she calms down a bit. Yeah, she's just fucking doing whatever she wants at this point. The cat is actively trying to sabotage the stream. Yes. Yes, she does. She doesn't care if I stream or don't stream. All she wants is our attention. This woman looks to be in her middle years, and her hair has streaks of grey running through it. Lines of worry crisscross her face, and she sees you. She seems torn between asking you to leave and calling for the menu at the table. Greetings. You'd best leave, before I call my husband. He won't take kindly to you having barged your way into our home. Calm down, I just had some questions. She glances towards her husband, worry in her eyes. I have not this time, stranger. Do not trouble me with such things. Excuse me, whoa, wow. Cat is truly in chaos mode. Also, Llama, how are you doing, my friend? Excuse me, are you alright? Me? She seems surprised. Oh, aye. She slows her voice. You'd best leave. My husband has not been himself of late. You'd best not provoke him with your presence. What's wrong with him? He's been out of sorts of late. A touch of the cough, maybe. She gives an unconvincing half shrug. If you tell me what's wrong, I might be able to help. I think he's done something he regrets. Her worried expression melts into despair. I think he signed one of the death contracts. I cannot imagine what possessed him to do such a foolish thing. Death contracts? The dead, the dustmen, have contracts that give them the right to someone's body after they die. What do the dustmen do with the body after death? Animate it with their black magics. Turn it into one of the walking dead. Title drop? Title drop? Question mark? We're doing well. Cat is actively, as you said, trying to sabotage the stream. But we're all doing well. I'm just glad to see that she is back to her old energetic self. But I think she, even though she's more cuddly and kinder and nicer, somehow she became more chaotic. Like, I have no idea what they gave her in the hospital. She looks at her husband helplessly. He trots away. Why did your husband sign such a thing? He may have been goat eager to bring home some more jank than custom. He's prideful, but I think he's hurt himself more by doing so. Can this contract be undone? She looks at you surprised, then sighs. I've tried. I've spoken to the dustman he did the signing with, but he's cold and chill, like all the dusties. He even lectured me on me husband, as if I had no right to try and help him. Her lips become tight, thin line, as if picturing the dustman's face. He was cold, cool, he was. Let me see what I can do. Who was the dustman your husband signed the contract with? Dusties call himself Gravesend. Oh yeah, definitely a good name. Like, if somebody gives you this name, you know that you have to work with the dead. It's like one of those names that dictate your entire career. I know not his first name. He has a table at the dustman bar in the Hive. Gathering dust, I believe the place is named. You can most like find him there, trying to get more people to sign him his contracts. I'll seek him out then. Where is this gathering dust bar?
Updated my journal.
Head out to the street outside, go to the memorial stone, and head south and west from here. From there, she taps her fingers against her shin. You should run right into it. There is one of them. Her face wrinkles in disgust. Walking corpses out front. Oh well, I'll go see what I can do. I won't turn away such a friendly gesture. She seems grateful that her worried expression returns. But I must ask you not to let on I asked you to do such a thing. My husband has a terrible temper. And if you were to find out... I promise that your husband will not find out. Thank you, stranger. I appreciate your help. It's no trouble. I'll go see about undoing your husband's contract. You see a tired-looking woman dressed in a tight leather bodice and leggings. The odor of cheap perfume surrounds her like a cloud, and her face is covered with a mask of crude makeup. She smiles as she sees you. Why don't you stay and chat with me a bit, love? Greetings. The woman looks coyly at you. Now, you look to be a blood who has lost something. Perhaps I can help you find it, Cutter? She smiles slightly. Oh. What good fortune! We probably lost what we're looking for back at your keep, miss. Maybe you can help me what I'm missing, miss. Her tone becomes businesslike. I love. What there is a matter to find there's a fee. I see, how much? Some coppers for a glance at what you're missing, and 10 coppers to what to find what you're really missing. Done. Okay, I guess we had sex, I think? And I have some questions for you, well, now that I can concentrate. Okay. The woman frowns. I'm not a tout. She frowns, then rubs two fingers together. Unless you've got the jink to pay for my time. I can pay you. How much? For a year, she studies you critically. 7 coppers, no more, no less. Other questions of a deeper chant will cost you more. Sounds fair. Here are 7 commons. Alright then. She slips the jink in her palm, where it permanently vanishes. Now, there were some things I wanted to know. Ask your questions, love. I'm looking for someone named Farod. Farod, now that's one of the greater darks, love. If you be wanting to know about the blood, that will be thrice the copper of a normal asking. Fair enough, here's 21 commons. She gives you the coins once over and shrugs the pocket then. What you be wanting to know about Old Farod? What can you tell me about him? She shrugs. Chantis is a collector boss. He has a whole bunch of bloods in his shadows. Where can I find him? No one knows for that, sure, but if I were to suggest a place, love, I'll take Wreckpicker Square. Wreckpicker Square? Aye, big old heap of rags and trash 3 blocks due west, or the mortuary. All the collectors stake their keep there. Chances are, Farod's got his keep there too. What's a collector? You know, them saws that pick up deaders for jink. Sorry a lot. They get their bodies, why? Because they don't got the looks to do what I do. I see, I had some other questions. Can you tell me about this city? Eyes open suspiciously. That city? What about it? What is it? What sigil you mean? She shrugs, looks around. It's the city beneath your feet and rising to either side of you, she smiles. Ex-visitor's stomachs gallop there, it does. What exactly is sigil? Sent out the planes to hear it told. She snorts. If you believe that wash. Why is it wash? She smirks. Well, now, love, according to the greybeards and scholars and governors and all of the rest of them, rattling their brain boxes, they say the plane's gone forever. She taps her head. How to say where the center is? Some other questions. Can you tell me what's of interest around here? She puts her hands on her hips and pouts. Depends on your interest, Cutter. I'm looking for a good time. I'm looking for work. She laughs. You're asking me? What are you thinking of becoming one of the sisterhood, eh? She nearly buckles over in laughter. The screeching is similar to a drunken harpy's eventually. The gears of laughter subside, and she takes a deep breath. You're a rich man, yeah. What else around here of interest? I'm looking for a good time. I already made you an offer, love, and it's not an unfair price. Don't know nowhere else you might be enjoying the delights you'd have with me. Okay, what can you tell me about the Lady of Pain? She spits and makes a half circle around her heart. That bladed witch, all high and mighty mistress of all the city, floating and silent. She kills anyone in her shadow. She turns the city eye. She hisses and leaves the living things in it to rot. Okay. I'm looking for a journal. No idea where you find such a thing, love. You might look elsewhere. She smiles suggestively. I know some places you might start. Actually, never mind. Farewell. Nah, you're lost when you get tired of losing things and need to find some things, love. You come see me. I'll keep that in mind. Farewell. Chief, can you spot me some jank? It's a... being a lot of it has. Oh, I suppose it can't hurt. The one breaks in. It's twice the cost for the Mimir. Mimir? Why would you... Is Mimir a skull? Huh. Or any other degenerate. Oof! Yikes. Mimir? Mimir's a talking encyclopedia. That's me, Chief. I see. Well, don't sweat it, Mort. From the looks of her, I'm probably saving you from dying twice. May a pox shrivel your innards. You have the stink of and fashion sense of a Gothard, and you're twice as ugly. No, don't bonk me. Don't bonk me. I did nothing to deserve a bonk over my head. Yes, we're two degenerates, but it doesn't make me any less valuable member of society that deserves to be bonked. Also, didn't say anything degenerate.
New taunts, all right.
Mortis stares hypnotized as the heart let loose a stream of obscenities. At the end of the verbal avalanche, Mortis is silent for a moment and turns to you. Oh, Chief, got a few more taunts for the old arsenal. Turns back to the harlot, who is catching her breath. I'm also in love. He bothered hardworking harlots. I paid the hardworking harlot! It's not bothered if I pay her for the information. It's bonk o'clock somewhere. Fine, bonk me if you want.
I can't find any taters. Maybe I could gut a dusty.
Okay. Oh, what the fuck? I like the little slide. Also, I love that nobody gave a shit.
All right.
Hey. No, London, one of England's random encounters. Okay. Well, At least I'm doing well.
Can't find any potatoes. Maybe I can gut a dusty.
This filthy looking corpse is in a sad shape. Its shoulders are slumped and one of its legs is broken, causing it to lean on to one side. Stains cover it from head to toe. Judging from the smell and the texture, the stains run from rotten fruit to mud and bird droppings. To add to the indignity, graffiti has been carved into its body, and several notices have been nailed into its chest, back, and head. I thought I was in bad shape. Don't all those nails hurt? The corpse makes no response. Examine the corpse. Despite the many stitches, the corpse's rotting skin is peeling in several places, revealing long stretches of muscle and bone. You'd guess that this zombie is frequently used as target practice. The fruit and mud stains aside, some of the tears of the skin still have rocks and bites of glass lodged in them. One wicked-looking cobblestone is still embedded in the side of its head. A number of leaflets have been ruined by rain, but some of them are still legible. One tucked on his back is from something called the Office of Vermin and Disease Control. The one on his forehead looks like a bill of fare for a restaurant. One on his chest looks like the official notice, and another appears to have some of wanted. The graffiti runs from obscenities about the dustman to slogans glorifying what appears to be local gangs. One piece of graffiti catches your eye. Someone has carved the name Farod on the corpse's left arm, then slashed an X across it. Examine the corpse. Pry out the cobblestone. You grab a hold of the cobblestone and pull it out of the corpse's head. Traces of brain matter and rotting flesh slowly drip from it. Looks like whatever was in his head turned to ooze long ago. Yep, lovely, lovely. To those hive citizens wishing a gainful employ with the most horrible and generous sigil government, inquire forthwith at Office of Vermin and Disease Control to help stem plague of brain rats. Bounties paid, copper given for each rat tail brought. Tails must be genuine and from rat only. No cat, dog or fintail accepted. Office several streets south and west of Mortuary Gate in Lower Hive. Ask for official inspector in charge, the respected Phineas D. Lort. XXXIX. Examine the bill of fare. Someone has posted a bill of fare for the Gathering Dust Bar, but the bill of fare cannot be read, and as the words Smoldering Corpse Bar have been scrawled in charcoal over the bill. Smoldering Corpse Bar. The zombie bin adjusts its left arm upwards and points far to the southeast. A moment later, the arm falls back to its side with a thump. Reminds me of a job I once had. He seems embarrassed. Well, I mean, without the arms. I wonder if this would work with the other notices. Examine the official notice. Public notice by the order of the Judiciary Council and in accordance with the citizenry of Sigil, let it be known that those defacing a registered servant of the Dustman, either by graffiti, malicious attack, or by posting notices, will continue a felonious assault, and the perpetrator will be answerable for the vandalism of said servant by order of the Hall of Speakers. Examine the wanted. Wanted! Able-bodied person willing to investigate a matter of the utmost importance to the Dustman cause. Will offer suitable compensation upon successful completion of said task. Interested parties inquire with Initiate Noroch Gathering Dust Bar. Gathering Dust Bar? The zombie immediately jerks its left arm upwards and points west to the building before you. Later, the arm falls back to its side with a thump. Thanks. What a lovely fella. Did we take the cobblestone with us? Oh, we actually have the cobblestone. This is a polished... It was on that was original. Okay, do we need the... I don't think we need the cobblestone.
Chief, what are we doing in here? Let's say we just give this place the laugh, all right?
You see a spindle-thin dustman in dirty black robes. His stiff black hair springs forth from his skull like a crown of spikes, and his leper white skin is drawn sharply across his skull. He's frowning into his drink and mumbling to himself. Greetings. The dustman looks up, blinks once, then looks at you up and down, studying you. As he studies you, he takes one of his spiked locks and points at himself with it. Noroch, Initiate Dustman a guard. I'm here about a posting outside. Dustman looks at you up and down. Many troubles have I. Help can you? A mausoleum awakes. The dead walk. The dead disturb. The dustman disturb. Find out what disturbs the undead, and copper coins will I pay. Very well. Where is the mausoleum?
Updated my journal.
Noroch nods. Mausoleum by Dustman Memorial. Go north and west from Black Monument. Go to Arch and a semicircle over your heart. With this finger, this make. He wiggles his index finger in his right hand. To the mausoleum, go you will. I'll look into it then. Farewell. Okay, that was lovely. Okay, let's look for Mortai Gravesend. This tiny wizened man is dwarfed by his huge dustman robes. They look as if they were chosen to cloak his small stature. Although he looks to be in his late 90s. This man is extremely energetic. He fidgets continuously, and his eyes dart around the bar like a bird's. Greetings. This man's eyes gleam as he takes your measure and he gives you a slight nod in greeting. Hail and well met, traveler. You look like one who is just getting those sigil legs about them. He trails off. Pardon me, have we met before? Your face seems familiar somehow. Possibly. You certainly it was me. Maybe I'm mistaken. Mortai shakes his head. Well, no matter. How is it that Mortai Gravesend may help you? Do you seek... That's his tongue as he speaks. The contract, perhaps? Contract. The contract? Why, it is but a simple transaction. From the depth of his huge robe, Mortai pulls forth a dusty parchment and a quill pen. I give you 50 commons in return. After that, the Dustman faction may claim your remains. He smiles, then clucks his tongue. What use will you have for them at this point, anyway? Not interested, thanks. I have some questions, though. Of course, Mortai nods. It would be my pleasure to answer any question you may have. Searching for a man named Farod. Have you seen him? Mortai frowns. He's one of those collectors, isn't he? Know little of him. I think Initiate Emoric mentioned him in passing. Mortai glances around. Emoric should be around here in the bar somewhere. He can usually be found in the far corner in the head table, I believe. Oh, I have some other questions. Tell me about that contract again. Mortai holds his hands up, as if he doesn't know. What does it matter? It is of no consequence when you pass on. It matters to me. Well, if you must know, oftentimes nothing is done with the body. And it is we, the dustmen, who have wasted all that money. More fool us. Mortai gives you a light smile, then looks apologetic, but rarely. There are times when the workers in the mortuary need to be replaced, and then we may have a need for your body. But I can help you, I can, Mortai calls out as you leave, his voice pleading. Return should you be in need of funds, and Mortai can help, or in exchange for your signature. Excellent, excellent. Mortai looks overjoyed with a thin smile.
Are you sure about that?
I am not, I'm just trying to get information. He places... Also, aren't we immortal, technically? He places a dusty sheet of parchment and the quill pen in front of you. He shall not regret it. He jabs the finger at 3 points on the page. Sign here, here, and here. And our transaction is concluded. You know, you show more emotion than other dustmen I've met. Mortai smiles, turns cold. I trust you meant no offense, sir. Is there a problem? Oh, my, yes. Mortai frowns. Too much passion, too much emotion prevents one from reaching the true death. To be passionate runs contrary to the philosophy of our factions. Is he? What do you mean, is he? Yeah. He seems more eager than the others, I guess. True death. The true death is the state of the peaceful oblivion all dustmen aspire to, and help all others reach. He glanced disapprovingly. Anything that ties a soul to this life is shunned by our factions. Whether these ties are possessions or emotions, you see. Passions acts as an anchor on the soul, preventing it from reaching the true death. Shakes his head. Very bad, very bad. Okay. Are you the one who signed the debt contract here with... I'm just going around and making you doubt things. Well, you're doing a good job with it. Not gonna lie. And this is how you backseat gaming. Make it funny at least. What I found, he looks puzzled. Mayhaps, he thinks for a moment. I don't recall the name, however. I would like to settle that contract. Mota looks wary. I'm afraid that is impossible. The contract is signed, settled, in binding. The contract is tearing the man's life apart. It is causing him distress. It is possible that he may not even be able to approach the true death with such emotions churning in his mind. Play this game 3 times with all classes for about 50 hours each. That's impressive. So I guess this game is very good. But I choose it over for a moment. Looks like you have negotiated him into a corner. I cannot. It is a matter of law, my friend. Besides, the burden lies upon the signer to overcome his own things in order to reach the true death. I cannot... Let's see. Yeah, we all like D&D. Yeah, yesterday actually we had a D&D. This is why I didn't stream yesterday. We played D&D and my character, I play a Dragonborn fighter. I wait till she sees the Taco Bell guy to see the reaction. What the fuck is the Taco Bell guy? Anyways. So my character is a Dragonborn fighter, of course. We don't have Taco Bell in our country. Not gonna lie, we don't have Taco Bell here. And mod makes mean tacos sometimes. Yeah, I did eat spicy Mexican food. This I did eat. So, and I am a copper Dragonborn, which means I am resistant to acid damage. Long story short, does it burn twice? Sometimes. I'm not gonna lie, sometimes. It really depends on the type of pepper they use. Okay? Sometimes it burns once and you're like, okay, I'll be fine. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. It's not that bad. I can manage. But then sometimes they use the one pepper that not only burns twice, you basically high-five God. Because you're on a different plane of mortality. So you will know what I mean when you see it. Okay. So yeah, anyways, Dragonborn fighter. No, not jalapeno. Jalapeno is not that bad. Happens to the best of us. Actually, I have a story about jalapeno. There was a book I read. It's about that one Israeli guy who goes around traveling across the world. Maybe habanero. Actually, Shifka. Jalapeno, yeah. Shifka can really fuck you up. It's not like that it's very high on the Scoville. But because they put the Shifka in like vinegar and they pickle it, it does something to it. It really does something to it. But it sometimes Shifka goes well. It helps clear the stomach before you eat more of the good food. So anyways. In the book, the Israeli guy was in Mexico, I think, if I remember correctly. I don't even remember the name of the book. And he started fighting with some guy in a bar. They tried to impress chicks. And the Israeli guy, and he started to really piss off the Israeli guy. Like, borderline, like, laughing at the fact that he is a Jew. So the Israeli guy is like, okay, I'm going to give you a dare. I'm going to the market, okay, and I'm gonna buy a jalapeno pepper. And you're going to put it up your ass and you must not react to the pain. Mexican guy says, okay. Israeli goes to the market in the middle of the night, finds a stall open, and he buys one jalapeno. I think it was jalapeno. He buys a very spicy pepper. And what he does, I mean, the outside of the pepper is, the meat of the pepper is not necessarily the spicy part. The skin is not the spicy. It's the seeds. And it's the juice. So he cuts some small cuts in the pepper to let out the juice. And then he goes to the guy and tells him to put it up his asshole. And the guy puts it up the asshole. He didn't have a good time. So yeah, this thing burned once and not from the right hole. So anyways, yeah, us playing D&D. He didn't have a good time. He put a spicy pepper that had some of the pepper's juice on it with small cuts, and he shoved it up his asshole. He didn't have a good time. He had anything but a good time. Yes. So anyways, let's go to the D&D story. So we were playing D&D. Look, don't fuck around with people that are fucking stupid in the brain, you know? Also, the guy had it coming. He didn't need to be an asshole. Anyways. Moving forward. D&D. So yeah, as I said, Dragonborn, Copper Dragonborn, resistance to acid damage, fighter. So the party entered the home, and we were attacked by a slime monster that does acid damage. So to my character, it felt like basically going to and doing like a spot treatment of removing dead skin. So my character didn't give a shit about it, while the rest of the party is basically dying because they're all none as acidly impressive as me. So like I see that one of the other fighter, the human fighter, tries to fight the slime, but it just keeps winning his weapons. So I take my torch and I bash the slime with the torch, and not only...
Badger.
Thank you for the follow, Pluto! How are you doing, friend? Welcome to the stream. So I bashed the motherfucker with a torch, managed to kill 2 slimes. The third one ran away. I did the most damage because the rest just, I don't know, didn't do the damage. They were busy not dying. So yeah, I basically unga boonga'd the session by hitting a slime. Doing like cheap damage every turn. Like I'm talking about 4 damage, 3 damage, 1 damage. So yeah, I fucking love D&D. I fucking unga boonga'd that fight. Yeah, let's continue. So what you're trying to say is that you will deny him the true death for the sake of a piece of parchment? Otter says and holds up his hands as if to placate you. Look, it is not how you're making it out to be. You obviously hold the philosophy of the dustman in contempt to damn a man's soul over a piece of paper. Do other members of your faction know of your conduct in this regard? If not, they soon will. Motai glares at you for a moment, opens his mouth, closes it, then opens it. By the 9 hells, wait here, drops his voice to whisper. And keep your bone box latched. He gives you an angry scowl and stomps off. A few seconds later he returns. He's holding a dusty piece of parchment, which he gives to you. Here, he says disdainfully. All for a man's peace of mind. Now be gone and nettle me with your preachings no longer. I will leave, for now. Farewell, Motai. This cursed parchment has a musty smell about it, like it has been stored in an attic for too long. From what you can make out from the tiny cramped writing, this document seems to be a contract between 2 parties, the Dustman faction and a man named Angiar. In exchange for 30 copper pieces, Angiar has signed away the rights to his corpse to the Dustman, presumably so that they can use him as a worker in the mortuary. You're selling your corpse for only 30 coppers? Jesus, man, have some appreciation for yourself. When I DM'd, I once prepared the mimic dungeon. Everything was a mimic in 2 first room, doors, torch holders, tables, chairs. And then on the 3rd room, full of bears, they got paranoid. After that, there were no mimics and they skipped so much loot. Good times. Honestly, DMs is all about being a fucking sadist. And I love it. You see a heavy-set man with dark skin and grim features. He is dressed in dustman robes and is regarding you with a stony gaze. Greetings. You have the look of one lost? The man's voice is like stone setting. Did the wind send you, or are you here with purpose? Who are you? I am Emmerich, Factotum, and initiate of the fourth circle. Is this your bar? If you measure ownership in copper, this is not my establishment. If you measure ownership in spirit, it is mine. He pauses as if trying to emphasize a point. The dustmen here are my students. They are under my protection. Can I ask some questions? Emmerich waits. Can you tell me about the dustman function? Dustmen seek the true death, some call it oblivion, but this is incorrect. The dustman, the true death, is freedom from the chains of this false life. False life? This life that many cling to with their emotions is a false existence. As long as one clings to it, they will continually be reborn into it. One must divest themselves of emotion to escape this cycle. I see, can you tell me about how your faction is organized? Dustmen are organized into 5 circles. The 5th circle is made of the lowest rank of dustmen. Initiates, the first circle is comprised of the highest ranking dustmen, the ruling body of our faction. I had some other questions. I would like to join the dustman faction. Wait, no, let's see. I'm searching for a man named Farod. Have you seen him? I would know why you seek the collector Farod. Why, something wrong? The collector Farod has brought many corpses to the mortuary of late. One must ask where these bodies are from. Perhaps I could find out where those bodies are from. How would you do such a thing? I would track down Farod and ask him. If you spoke with the collector Farod and return with his answers, you will have done a great service for the Dustman. Find where the dead he brings to us are from, and you will be rewarded. Farewell, I'll find Farod, speak with him, and find out where these dead bodies he brings you are from. Emmerich nods. Your path is our path. Return here when you have the collector Farod's answers. Can you tell me where he is? It is not known to me where the collector Farod is. He hides from the eyes of the Dustman. I would seek other collectors and ask them for a question. Very well, I have some other questions. I would like to join the Dustman faction. If you desire to join the Dustman faction, I will hear your request. You have misjudged me. I have no desire to join the Dustman faction. I merely believe what the Dustmen believe. Very well. Do you know philosophy? Yes. Recite it. The goal of all Dustmen is to reach the true death, oblivion. This life that many cling to with their emotions and passions is a false one. As long as one clings to it, one will continually be reborn into it. One must divest themselves of emotion to escape this cycle. Do you believe it? Not entirely. Belief may come with time's passing. Is your conviction so strong that our philosophy shall never have a home in your mind? Dustman faction is so bad. I said I wish all the boiled eggs they peel won't be peeled smoothly and other mayo goes bad. Amen! Amen, my dude. I would like to put my uncertainty at times test. I will spend the time on the Dustman and examine my beliefs. Then it shall be tested. Speak with Initiate Noroch. He is here in the bar. Return when you have done what he has asked of you. Very well. I'll go speak with him now. Let's go and talk to the guy. Again. Loot?
Done.
No loot. Loot? No loot. Loot? No loot. Do you think that that's not okay with me stealing shit? I love that the bartender is literally a zombie. You see Noroch, he's pulling at one of his spikes of hair and using it to scratch a spot on his face. You can't help but think he would look a lot better with dreadlocks. Emmerich told me to speak with you, Noroch. Emmerich sent you to me. He studies you for a moment, then sighs and points at himself. Noroch is Dustman. Guard. Serve Dustman interest. Protect Dustman interest. Protect Dustman reputation. The man sighs again. In the hive, many thieves. One thief wears robes of Dustman, but a Dustman not. The thief disguised as a Dustman.
Updated my journal.
Noroch nods. Find him I cannot. Important to the Dustman it is this. I could track him down for you. Noroch nods again. For making my trouble your trouble, copper coins will I pay. Find the not Dustman, deal with him, and return. Noroch will wait. Well, I'll return when I found this not Dustman. Farewell. Okay. Easy enough. Let's return to Angyar.
Slow signal data.
This man looks haunted. His eyes are half lidded, as if he has had trouble sleeping, and his hair is long and unkempt. His beard is flecked with bits of dead skin and old bits of food. He doesn't seem to notice you as you approach. Greetings. The man glances up at the sound of your voice and his slack expression vanishes. It looks like someone has lit two fires in his eyes. What be your business barging into my house? His eyes narrow and his teeth clench. Get, or I will send you back to whatever grave you crawled from. Show him the Dustman contract. As you pull out the contract, the blood drains out of Anger's face. For a moment, he seems at a loss for words. Then his temper quickly resurfaces. Where did you get that? By the powers! You'd best tell me! Your wife told me where it was. She was worried about you. Anger sputters for a moment, then his rage seems to find a focus. I'll kill her, Tear up the contract.
Updated my journal.
You tear up the parchment, and Anger's eyes follow the bits of paper as they float to the ground with a desperate look. Shudders slightly, then straightens, as if a great weight was lifted from him. Yeah. He looks like he is about to thank you, then stops and stares at you suspiciously. Nothing is free, not in the hive, Cutter. Consider this free, and expect a lot of rules in the hive to change while I'm around. Anger's angry expression crumbles. He looks tired of fighting his good fortune. I must have prayed to the right powers this past half month, he sighs. You have my thanks, Cutter, for whatever that's worth. Actually, perhaps you can help me. I have some questions. Anger nods. Ask your questions. I'm looking for a man named Faro. Do you know where I can find him? Anger nods. The name be known to me. A not fond name it is either. What can you tell me about him? He frowns. He is one of them collectors, and one of with a long shadow. Has quite a few boys in the beck and call. He may not be Lord of the Realm, but he's not smart one to tangle with, Lord or no. Collectors? Human vultures, jackals, hyenas, filthy burgs who ain't got a shred of dignity. Most of them have their keep in Ragpicker Square. Gather the dead, scuttle everything worth jank from the bodies, and sell them back to the dusties at the mortuary. Why do they do that? And dusties pay for the bodies. Have them keep the streets clean when the rains aren't enough. So Farod is one of these collectors. Do you know where I can find him?
Updated my journal.
Aye, but I wouldn't be doing you a favor telling it to you. If his found depends. One of my kin fell into his lot a few months back. I spilled some of the dark of all Farod. The hear tell Farod's actually got his skip buried somewhere under Ragpicker Square. To get to it, there is some kind of portal you need to jump through while carrying some junk in your hand. Where's Ragpicker Square? It's a few blocks from here. Go straight west from the mortuary gate. Keep going until you start seeing trash and rags piled everywhere. You do best to walk careful there. The collectors there don't always wait for a body to die before collecting the corpse, you hear? Okay. Do you mind if I rest here? Again, that's the least I can do. I'll have my wife get some blankets for you. Thanks. Oh, this is so cool. Oh, this is so beautiful. I've rested for 8 hours. Anyways, I think we'll call it a stream. Chapter 1 sure is very, very, very long. Character still neutral. True neutral. I love the fact that we have a skull with us. Anyways. Tomorrow we're going to continue the game. Looks like chapter 1 is quite long. So that's gonna be fun. So, thank you for watching. Thank you for talking. Thank you for being amazing. I'll see you all tomorrow. Honk honk indeed. Honk honk. Honk honk honk. Honk 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 honk. Honk 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 honk. Honk 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 honk. Bye bye.